All right, welcome to Tuesday Night Legacy here at Spellhold. We got our players shuffling up. I am Jamie here with,
Jameson.
and we're ready to get into some Legacy. We have two players here, John and Alan. You want to see if we can get their decks? I believe John is usually on some kind of four-color-ish deck, and Alan is usually playing a Delver deck.
Looks like he's on the beans tonight.
Okay.
McWinsauce beans.
All right, Alan does like to play the four color beans occasionally as well, and John is on the sloth bean. So he's got that blue green. Let's see if we can pull it up.
Yeah.
I'm trying. Can we get? I don't know if we can get deck lists.
Does not say.
All right. Well, we will hopefully see it in play at some point. I know I saw the card recently show up in Standard actually in the Pro Tour this week, and I wonder if that way is John is playing it. Let's see if I can get this full screen for us. This mouse is really, really cooperating. We are. All right, so we got our players shuffling up here. What are your thoughts on this? I feel like it's going to be a fairly slow game with both players playing a beans-ish deck.
And I think they're both kind of going for the slow strat, so there's not going to be any quick gotchas here.
A lot of draw-go type of interaction until somebody can play something to kind of put a threat on, maybe get some pressure going.
Yeah, I could see just maybe cantrips, if anything, for the first couple turns.
Does look like Alan had a mulligan. Oh, we see a Yori in there, so he's got a large deck, but he mulligan. Yeah. Just land go. Probably going to be land go for the first couple turns.
Just setting up for mana. Get all your colors in play.
John thinking about what is the best land to play.
Alright.
Oh, I realize we should update our decks. All right, so Alan is playing
McWinsauce beans, I believe was the name he gave it.
basically four color beans.
Yeah.
And then we got John playing sloth beans. That'll be interesting to see.
Yeah.
I'm curious. So I know what that card does. I forget the actual name of it, but basically you get counters on it. You can sack it, bring back lands from your graveyard, which is interesting.
Oh, that's Slogurk, right?
Yes.
That one's been popping up a lot. Yeah, Alan taking a use of the Yavimaya on the other side, not cracking his fetch.
I'm not sure how much life is gonna come down to being an issue here, but having that as a benefit is always nice. And I'm curious to see at what point Alan's able to maybe benefit off of this beans, maybe with a force to draw cards, or just possibly miracling St. Catherine to get some drawing cards going on.
It's a good one. See mostly lands in his hand. Another copy of the beans.
I mean, one copy of beans is not bad. Two copies is even better.
Yeah, good thing you got an 80 card deck or it'll be an issue.
All right.
Another one?
Yeah,
another
second
one.
bean replaces itself. Such a good card. Oh, we see we got an Elvish Reclaimer in John's hand. So he definitely is dealing with a lands type of deck here, if he can get things going. Cycling to get something.
Nice card. One of my personal favorites.
Oh, can't get a beans, John. Can't get a beans.
Not yet. Yeah, he just wanted to get his in play too. He got two. I don't have any. I gotta get started.
Yeah, you got one. I should have one too. Alan definitely having a bit of a advantage here, having the two beans. John not looking like he has much in his hand. Oh, we do see a copy of Despine Stage, and there's a Reclaimer, so he definitely is trying to get something going on with the lands here, probably trying to get the Dark Depths combo at some point. I don't know how much he's leaning on that. Just passing. Interesting.
I mean, if he's got that, I mean, it might not be that long of a game. You know, it's
Yeah, he can get the combo when he needs it, as long as Allen doesn't have any kind of interaction.
right. And Allen can refill every time he has interaction too.
Is that a swords? I saw Allen pull the. That is definitely a sword. So Allen has an answer if he tries to go. Oh nope, he's gonna get rid of the reclaimer. Are we gonna see a fight here? Oh,
Is that a submerge?
it is a submerge. I also saw a force. Does Allen win this, or does John want to fight? I don't know. Do you fight over the reclaimer? It does get you your combo. I don't know how much we need it.
Kind of blanking his removal would be nice, but not sure if he fights over it here.
I'm also curious what else.
That's a nice. I mean, just return it to your hand. It's not really.
Yeah.
Blank the removal and still keep your piece. Oh. Okay.
Okay, we see our surveillance coming in.
Submerge it. That makes sense with the League of Maya then. Got to give him a forest.
Yeah. Also, would trigger his beans if he had it.
Very nice.
I feel like this is a bit of a different deck with John to be playing too, so I'm really curious to see how it plays out. Okay.
Yep.
Replaying it. Still trying to protect the combo.
And it resolves? It does.
We see a dress down. Interesting.
And a ponder.
Is that an Uro I saw maybe? Oh, it's so fast shuffling his card. It's hard to pick them all
I
up.
thought I saw Leyline binding, but I can't be sure.
Oh, okay. If he has a binding, then that's 2 cards off. Okay, no, just a ponder. Maybe we're trying to look for an answer. I mean, John, I think he has another submerge. Definitely has a force that he can back up with a blue card.
Captor in his top cards right there on Allen's side. And
Okay.
4th year Lingus, Mystic Sanctuary.
Oh man,
So
threat on threat.
Quite the 3 shuffles.
Ooh.
I mean,
Well, okay. So do those cards beat a Dark Depths?
no. He needed to just get rid of his swords.
Right. He does have the ability, though. Does he have enough islands if he fetches for a Mystic Sanctuary to put the planes or the swords on top?
1, 2. He's got 3, right? That's a Tundra,
Right.
blue white, and then the Xander Lounge is an island.
He just would have to leave a mana untapped to also maybe brainstorm for it.
Yeah.
Maybe he's respecting the combo too much to put pressure.
Wants to shuffle the Sanctuary away so he can fetch it up.
Yeah. Interesting he doesn't at least want the captain, though, because I would trigger 2
Yeah.
cards. Just really respecting, I think, what he thinks John could be doing over there.
That card just gets me. I would jump the gun on if I saw it on my top.
I'm a fairly aggressive player, too. I see a threat, I want to play a threat. Allen is a much more disciplined, patient player.
Yeah.
I feel like as a Delver Murktide player, you kind of get used to being able to wait until you have that moment where you can try and really put pressure on your opponents. Being very patient. I'm not a patient player.
Yeah, that's fair. I mean, I'm a Delver player, but I'm not patient, so.
Okay, so we see the dress down, trying to maybe force John. Well, John actually can't do anything. Summoning Sickness for the Reclaimer. This just gets Allen a card.
Is this in his end step? So he's trying to blank his next turn, or?
That's a great question. We'll see where we are. I think John is deciding if he wants to resolve or not. Okay, so it resolved. Allen just wants a card? Because it should be sacrificed now.
Yeah, unless it was inside.
Okay.
I mean,
Thespian Stage is copying something.
copying the
I think
island.
Yeah, because it's already a forest, right? So I guess
Yeah,
copying the
he's-
island.
He needs 3 blue.
What does he need 3 blue for?
Yeah, it must have been inside his end step since his remaining.
Yeah. Okay, John just happy to play a land and pass.
Still falls off. You can still use it now, right?
Well, so now, the dress down will go away. He'll get back his Reclaimer. He can activate it. It won't be summoning sick anymore. He can do some things. Okay. So now Allen is forcing the action. He's got the 2 triggers, though, right? He should resolve his triggers first before...
Unless John wants to respond before the triggers go off. Before he gives him.
Okay, yeah, you're right. Oh, but it's on cast, right?
Right, right.
Yeah.
Yeah, so triggers go on, but you can
Yeah.
still force
Okay.
before he gets two
Ooh, a hard
extra
cast
cards.
force.
Well, that's why you needed more blue, I
Yeah.
guess.
Yeah. Also important that he does do it before Alan gets to draw because Alan could have drawn action.
And he drew.
Drew a prismatic ending, and
That's
I
an answer.
think a bowmaster, possibly.
Hard. Oh, another leyline binding.
Okay. All right.
Oh, he's fetching. Maybe you can do it again. It's the power of the beans right there, getting into 2 free draws and
Yeah, he plays
Another
this ley line.
binding?
He'll get 2 more draws.
ridiculous. That looks like it's his plan. Maybe
Okay. No. He does have bowmasters in the deck, though, and I do think he drew one. Not that it really has much play right now, but I think he has one in the hand. Trying to think what else he has. Okay, just a basic. Gotta avoid the wasteland, sure.
not. Okay.
This allows him to cast his ley line regardless of.
Yeah, he does have all types out. Thanks to the Yavimaya, I think he doesn't have forest on his own.
Yeah. All right. Going after it, yeah. Draw your 2 cards.
Resolves, yep. It's a lot of cards.
Is that Teferi?
Cannot tell. It's a wasteland.
Oh,
See
got a
that?
wasteland. Okay.
Strong move.
So he now has the ability to interact with the Dark Depths combo, assuming that John is still on that. But John's hand is looking not great. I mean, not able to keep pace with the double beans of Allen.
Yeah. About half the size.
I think this is a Teferi. I think that's what.
It looks like it.
Or an Uro? Okay. Makes sense.
Nice one too. He hasn't drawn enough cards.
Draws another swords. Oh,
Yeah,
man.
Looks like Alan's kind of early beans taking over.
Really does. It's got a full grip to John's 3.
Let's put another card into or another land into play now if he has one. Doesn't look like it.
Is that another land? It's another land.
And he's already set to escape.
He could submerge the Uro. But I don't see how John is able to play out of what Alan has.
Here come the orcs. Yep.
Yeah, just more pressure. Why not? Curious to see what Alan does on his turn. If he wants to escape his Uro or if he's patient and wants to just keep his advantage. Because he has all the tools right now to deal with. He's got at least 1 sword. He's got the wasteland.
Yeah, no need to overextend if he doesn't have to. Founder.
Oh, a Terminus.
Is that I think like Solitude.
Oh, maybe Solitude. Okay, you're right.
It's another free way to trigger the beans. Yep.
Yeah, you're right. It was Solitude. Okay. Yeah, if I'm Alan, I'm happy to just sit back, apply the pressure. I mean, it's kind of what that deck does. You can sculpt your hand to have the answers you need, and John's going to find it hard to catch up. I mean, at this point, I think it's deterministic, but I don't know what John could draw.
Could have a haymaker, but he's got all the answers he needs. Multiple exile removal, untapped wasteland.
So I'm curious here. I don't know if this is good play, but John could Thespian stage Wasteland to Wasteland the Wasteland to get it off of the battlefield to not have to worry about that.
He does have 2 Thespian stages.
Maybe waiting for a window where Alan taps out. I don't think Alan would do that or taps the Wasteland. Looks like we're going for an escaped Uro here. Yeah.
Yep. The access to the green man is really helping him.
In fairness, he does have the fetch lands. I think he could have fetched
Definitely.
green, but I think the
Definitely.
double green, the convenience of the Yavimaya.
Yeah.
Okay, we'd use a submerge now. Does Alan care? I don't know if he cares. Sure, put it back on my deck. I'll cast again. I'll draw a card.
All right.
Oh, in response to the trigger. Okay, so he just draws Uro.
Oh, interesting.
Okay, so basically bounces it back to his hand.
Turns it into an unsummon.
Yep, John has definitely seen
Yeah.
enough.
Yeah. It's
Right,
a little
so
overwhelming.
in this instance, what, if anything, do we do on John's side to try and maybe, I don't know, re-sculpt the deck to combat this 4-color beans deck?
It's a rough one.
I mean, I don't know what the deck has that can actually keep up with what Alan is doing.
Just gotta come out the gate swinging, I think, and just hope he doesn't have as much answer as you have protection. I'm not sure. Sloth Beans Depths. I guess just get his beans in play, right? I mean,
Right.
Alan was quick with 2. That's what definitely gave him the advantage.
Trying to see if we can pull up a deck list, just kind of see of what some possible options are. Don't think we have an exact deck list to look at. What else could we do? Well, what does Alan do? Does Alan really need to change anything?
He's got a lot of it mainboard. I thought he already had veils and everything in.
I mean, I think I see a terminus as just a way to interact. Because what's the thing that John could do? He could bring in, if he doesn't have it already, Legolas's quick reflexes, right?
That's a good one.
That protects his deck. What else could he do? I think he just, if he has a beans package, he's got to get the bean going quickly.
That's really the just mulligan to it, I guess. I'm not sure.
Yeah.
You can go down and start with a small hand as long as you have. You're gonna refill. You're discarding the hand size anyway. Ah, 1 pest control is going to be in Alan's sideboard, it says. Any twists?
All right. Explain pest control. What is pest control for us?
You seen it before, or it's a new one? It's a black white, and it's destroy all non-land permanents with converted mana cost 1 or less, and it cycles for 2 mana.
Interesting.
From the new set.
Oh, this is just deck list.
It's pretty strong against tokens and sagas and things like that, you know?
Yeah, I remember seeing when that card was released, thinking that this is going to be very strong
It's
against
Chalice, you know?
against certain archetypes.
And the fact that it cycles for 2, it's not really going to be a dead card ever.
Right. All right, looks like the players are settled on whatever they're doing for their sideboarding plans. We will get our next round up to date soon. All right, so what would you have played tonight if you would have been playing?
Me, I would have been on just Delver.
Just Delver, okay. And would you have wanted to see one of these decks?
No. They've got counters. You know, it's not a... I like to see some nice red decks, some some black decks. I don't really like facing blue myself. Only I can have the counters, you know, nobody else can have them.
Sure.
But especially with all the exile removal on Alan's side. Not a great matchup. What's your go-to deck these days?
So I've been playing Rhinos.
Rhinos. Nice.
I've been enjoying it. I think against John's deck, I might have been able to be fast enough, but the problem is I don't interact very well with Dark Depths.
Mm-hmm.
Against Alan's deck, I can probably apply some pressure quickly, but he might be able to just kind of sculpt a hand like he did against John
Right.
and get out of it too quick.
Yeah, I think I'd be banking on Wasteland, either matchup.
All right, so John is keeping a mulligan going down to 6. I see a crop rotation. I see a beans. Okay, so he's got that going on.
Drawing Yavimaya again.
Yeah.
Nice.
I'm surprised, maybe not surprised, because that's how his deck is set up, but it seemed like the Yavimaya helped Alan.
Yeah.
If he had other cards, maybe you lean on other cards.
I saw that in the first turn he was really deciding on which land to play in.
Oh,
Maybe
we got a
that's
Dark
was
Depths.
factor.
Okay. Got the bean.
Does it resolve though? I see a force on Alan's side.
Yeah, it's interesting. Like, do you force this? Because if you leave it in play, it's going to replace itself and then some.
And yep.
Or do you want to fight over what it gets you? Looks like John got another copy of... Oh, he's got 2 more copies of Dark Depths?
Yeah.
He's got a crop rotation. He's got a ponder.
He's insulated.
He could crop rotate using his Dark Depths to get a Thespian stage. I guess. Is that good enough? Is that fast enough?
There's not a lot of protection in his hand.
Is that what he's going to do? I feel like he's going to crop rotate for something here.
Yep.
Okay. Now, if I'm Alan, maybe I fight over this, because now he's down 2 lands, essentially. Down the land for Dark Depths, down whatever he would try to get with it.
Be a nice opportunity.
Alan does have a brainstorm, too, if he wants to just kind of see what his options are. Nope. He's just going to say no. All right. John says, fine, I'll play another Dark Depths.
Yep.
Interesting, our players aren't using counters for Dark Depths. I'm sure they're both aware of what would be required to go through the combo. Okay, Bajuka Bug. Do we play that right now? I guess. Sure. Get rid of a force just so we have another land.
Yeah. Better, I guess, to play it tap now when you don't need the mana.
Yeah, I think John is trying to set up for a couple turns from now because he doesn't have what he needs.
Works.
Alan just saying, okay, I'll put some pressure on,
Now
force John to be able to do something.
Yeah, that's why you let the beans resolve. Get a big army in play.
Notably, John has no blue mana. He's got a ponder in his hand. Probably you don't ever want to draw the Bajuka Bug, right? You'd rather be getting it off a Reclaimer.
Definitely.
Can John draw a blue source? Can he draw something to help himself progress his board state? I think he's trying to figure out.
Oof.
Okay, well, I mean, sure, another bean.
Army's gonna grow. Better draw into an answer.
Yeah, yeah.
Drew another copy of the beans.
Not where you want to be. Not where you want to be.
Too many.
Okay.
He's got nothing to trigger it in hand, huh?
Well, the problem is he's got blue cards and no blue mana.
Yeah.
Another Dark Depths, a Ponder. I can't see all the other cards.
Like 2 ponders.
I think it's 2 Ponders.
Yeah.
Alan sitting on a Catherine, a Veil.
Another brainstorm to set it up.
Yeah. Also, interesting enough, Alan is progressing his board state with lands, and John has not been able to at least get to where he wants to be to be able to do the things he wants to do with his deck.
Is that a Thespians? Yeah.
All right, well, this is helpful. I don't think Alan has any way to interact at the moment with a combo.
Okay. He's going for more cards.
Yeah?
Drew, is that a Submerge? Yep.
Yep,
Submerge.
okay. So Submerge playable here for sure.
Removes the army, which is growing bigger and bigger.
I'm curious if John is aware of the Wasteland from game 1, doesn't want to play into a Wasteland. Like if he plays the Thespian stage and it gets Wastelanded, then he's kind of really behind.
Yeah,
At the moment, he could create a 20/20 on his upkeep. And I don't think Alan has anything.
That's funny. You can cast a submerge, grow the token, and then the token will get bounces. Resolution.
Oh my gosh, he would draw 3 cards. And then,
And then it would get
yeah,
bounced.
wow.
You can get pinged 3 times.
Sure,
I guess
but
he's at 8, but removing the token afterwards is the big part.
okay. Okay, so Alan buying his Yorion. Yeah, Alan, does he have a brainstorm? I think a brainstorm is the only thing he can really do here if John decides to do something. Okay, submerged,
Slaps it on top.
aggressive. Get your Bowmaster out of here. All right, so
Hmm.
how do the triggers work here? Does the Bowmaster bounce and then he draws, or does he draws first,
He
right?
draws on cast, yeah.
Yeah, so he draws. He's gonna get pinged 3 times. The army's gonna grow, but I think John is pretty much committed to going. Oh wait, now we can see the Veil come into play if Alan fetches. Okay, but if he does that, then he's just dead. I think he might know that.
I don't think he needs to fetch, right? He's got the
Oh, the
Yavimaya.
Yavimaya. I forgot about the Yavimaya.
That
You're
thing is
right.
helping him both games.
Okay. John still casts it. He still draws 3 cards.
Yeah, he's still, it's still in the stack, so he gets still drawn to a counter
Right, right.
and drawn to more.
Yeah.
All while getting pinged by the Bowmaster.
Oh, that's 4 cards, John. That's 4.
Oh, and that 4th was the answer.
Well. Okay.
Yep. Takes 3.
Yeah. But
So
Alan still, I believe, no answers if John just says, okay, Dark Depths.
And there it is, late.
I mean, he can't attack this turn. He could set it up. He could do it on Alan's turn and block. He's got Crop Rotate as well for something else.
He's in a dangerous position that he might die to his own draw triggers.
So, let's say he does nothing. He passes. Because he can't ponder. Still no blue sources.
Right.
Oh, maybe he's got one in his hand. He's got a force and a ponder. So okay, so he can do some things. But if he just waits until Alan's turn, goes to block the token with the 20/20, right? Untaps, wins the game. Although he doesn't know that Alan doesn't have things.
Right.
If he ponders here, he goes to real low life total.
If he ponders here, he can't force. Because he'll just take another 3.
Yeah, it'd be a gamble, right? You have to gamble at the ponders. Is that ley line? Ooh, is that a ley line in Alan's hand? I thought it was a captain the whole time. That is a ley line.
ley line,
Okay,
so,
okay. Well, John does have a force for the ley line. Okay, and he's doing what I thought he would do. He's going to make the token on Alan's turn, making a copy, and then sacrificing the Dark Depths, and then
Yeah.
sacrificing the copy.
That token is not a land.
Right?
Otherwise, it's going to be immune to leyline. It just flipped or something, but since it makes a flying Pikachu.
A 20/20 Flying Pikachu. Okay. So I'm curious how Alan wants to play this. Okay, it looks like Alan has his own bean he wants to cast, just to kind of go through what all of his options are. Knowing that he has a leyline the whole time, probably wanting to have something to fight over. Because John now, with a full grip of cards, I mean, Alan has to suspect that whatever he does, there's going to be a fight. He drew a Mystic Sanctuary, I think.
Yeah.
Okay, so Brainstorm and Leyline kind of the cards that are relevant here because he can Brainstorm to try and get something better. Sculpt his hand a little bit more. He does have the fetch land, so we can get away or get rid of things he doesn't want. Okay.
Land.
No, there was a bean.
Oh, is it doing? Okay.
A bean and double land. So I mean, maybe
Put the lands back.
right. Take the beans here. But okay, so now this is awkward for John. Not for John, sorry, for Alan, because he can't really overcommit. If he took the bean, that's fine. If he plays the bean, he's got 1 mana. Okay, I lied. He did not play his land for turn, so he could play the bean and then play the ley line. He would draw 2. This is interesting.
Nobody's scared of it on the other side.
Well, I think he knows he doesn't have a sure way to get rid of the token. He could try, right? But
Right.
John has 3 beans and I think 5 or 6 cards, so Alan has to assume that whatever he tries to do, there's going to be a fight over it. And I think he's trying to set up, or at least, bluff that he has multiple answers.
Yeah.
Okay, I think he does not want to get one of those lands, so he's going to fetch and then maybe play the bean here.
He forces him to have 2 pieces of interaction to respond with.
Yeah.
It's going to be a bad situation.
So I think if you're John here, John, stop throwing your cards around. You're gonna allow the ley line to come into play, or not allow it to come into play. It's cast. Do you allow Alan to draw his cards, or do you just force it before Alan draws cards? Assuming that Alan is gonna play a beans and then another ley line.
I just force it in response to triggers. You see that the card that he dropped was the sloth that cost less for the amount of counters you have on a permanent or something like that.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah, maybe that's what he's referring to with the.
Oh, so that's the sloth, not the blue green.
If you got Dark Depths down, it costs like 1 mana or something like that.
True. And okay, so John is just happy to swing. Alan says nope, and John is gonna fight over this, I think. Okay, John is going to crop. Okay, so now I'm not sure what's happening. John's going to crop rotate for something.
Interesting.
What do you get here?
Oh, not sure.
I mean, he has a Dark Depth, so maybe he just gets another Thespian stage so we can combo off. No. Okay.
Oh,
that's your jury step?
Yeah, that's interesting.
Okay.
Give it protection from white.
I did not see that coming.
That doesn't trigger the beans, okay.
And Alan says, yep, you got it.
Wow.
Okay, so wow. Really patient game by John there.
That was good. I did not see that coming at all.
I don't want to say the opposite of game 1, but definitely different because John he was more proactive, and Alan didn't have time to sculpt his hand to have all the answers. So we are going to game 3. This will be interesting.
Wow.
I'm really curious which way this goes. John was on the play, he won. Alan on the play, he won. I mean, I think within this matchup, given that both players want to set up something beyond play, is going to be really important. So Alan has an advantage here, but it all comes down to what you start with.
It's all about that turn 2, who plays the beans.
Yeah.
Both games, whoever played it first won.
The game of beans here.
Sloth. I would like to see the sloth come down, though. I haven't seen that thing in action yet. Just heard it in theory.
Interestingly, I'm pretty sure that John had it for most of the game.
Yeah.
He just decided not to play it, or maybe he didn't have the mana to play because he had 1 green. I don't know what the actual casting cost is.
I think it's a green. I think it's still green mana.
But he did have the Yavimaya, so he could, in theory, have used the Dark Depths of green mana to cast it.
Yeah, lumbering. So it's 2 green. Costs 1 less for each counter among players and permanents.
Okay, so you play it for 2. It is an 8/8 with trample.
Enters the battlefield tapped.
Sure, but
pretty big threat. Followed up with the 2020.
All right, so I'm curious for those of you watching, who's going to take this game? Is it the Sloth Dark Depths combo, or is it the Beans deck under Alan? It's gonna be able to grind this out and control the match. I don't know. I think I'm leaning towards John just because I feel like the deck is a bit of an underdog here, and I like to see the underdogs win. It'll be interesting. We'll see what happens. Andrew, what do you think? Who wins in a Dark Depths versus 4-color Beans matchup? We're going to game 3 here, so.
Versus 4-color Beans?
Yeah. Well, okay, technically 5 colors, but it's just a splash.
Just for the mana base, I think. Domain.
Who are the pilots?
It is John versus Alan. Alan will be on the play.
Is Alan on 5-color?
No, he is on a Sloth Beans deck.
Oh, John's on the Sloth Beans and Alan's
Oh, sorry, yeah, Alan is on the 4-color. John's on the Sloth Beans deck.
Interesting. I don't think Sloth is very good in that matchup, so.
It has not come to play yet, so
I think you're locked into needing to do a protected combo.
Yep.
So I think Beans probably has the edge in this because they have so many ways of answering it between solitudes and bindings.
Bindings.
so
yeah.
both players playing beans. The player who cast beans first won the round, so
Each game. Whoever cast their beans first won.
we'll see.
Nobody got a second copy of Beans in?
No.
3, actually.
So game 1, Alan had 3 copies of beans. Game 2, John had 3 copies of beans.
Yeah.
Players looking at starting
Some
hands right
beans.
now.
If they're looking at starting hands,
I do not see.
I don't see a
any-
bean in either player's hand.
No.
okay, so they're just gonna go to time then.
Yeah, exactly. Oh yeah, with 9 minutes left.
And in
really-
fairness, so John could combo off fairly quickly with Dark Depths. Alan could also just miracle a Catherine and run away with it.
He did not start with the Alpha Maya this time, so fetch in response to the fetch.
Look at that.
Oh, stifle.
Oh my
He's stifling.
gosh.
He's stifling.
John Chin has just stifled Alan's fetch on camera.
Oh my
Savage.
Channeling my inner spirit here.
gosh.
All right, so Alan saying, fine, I'll play an actual land.
Now John's on the play.
Good cards for Alan there, though. I saw an Urwa, I saw a land. I see a Terminus in hand. Okay, that's interesting. So if he can bring some Terminus, that kind of helps him protect against what's happening on John's side.
Stifle. Did not expect that.
Looks like our chat is also thinking that John being on the play and stifling is giving him an edge.
Yep.
Okay, we have a beans.
Stifle into beans. Winning.
First check mark to John. He has a beans in play. It has resolved. He is ahead. Although I see none of the combo in hand.
Thespian stage. It's,
I don't see it. Okay, I see a Reclaimer.
okay, yeah.
So he has the ability to go and get a Dark Depths if he needs it. I see... Is that a Fable? I see Fable and Mirror Breaker on Alan's side. I saw Swords on Alan's
Really?
side. What was that top card?
Interesting. Fable. I wouldn't expect to see that in his deck.
I think it protects against Blood Moon type effects. If that's
Sure.
something you think you're going to be running up against.
Yeah, yeah.
Oh, what is the green-black command?
Oh, I forget the name.
Is it Witherbloom command?
Yes, yeah.
Okay, I think I saw one of those in Alan's hands as well. It'd be interesting if he
Okay.
wants to cast that. I mean, he got the green. Is that what he's going to cast right now? No. Oh, he's looming. Okay.
No.
Or loaming. Life of loam, yeah.
The Wither Bloom.
Okay.
That doesn't destroy the beans, right? CMC 1?
I believe it's one, yeah.
Okay, yeah.
We do have a crop rotation.
Oh, he's got green mana now.
Okay. We got the Reclaimer. He can also crop rotate, end step to get Dark Depths. He can't really go off. I see another another Stifle.
Jeez.
Stifle, a Ponder, a Force.
Let's see if he gets got again.
Okay, so if he Dark Depths, if he crop rotates for a land, he still is one off from comboing off. You want to Ponder here? Okay, he's going to Ponder.
No stifle potential yet.
Right, that is interesting.
Cuts himself off from that.
I think possibly looking at the time, John is trying to get Alan dead before the next 6 minutes are up. I don't think Stifle helps do that.
No. I mean, it would help against the Leyline Binding, though.
True.
Actually,
Notably, Alan has no white mana at the moment. He's got one. He's got
Yet.
4 colors though, so another fetch land, he could do it.
Very close.
Okay, so it's possible John leaves up, crop rotates.
Got the fetch.
What does he crop rotate though?
Um,
He does have the Force plus Stifle to counter whatever Alan wants to do. If it is something he's interested in doing.
that's true. That is a blue card.
I think your chat is with John on this. That Stifle needs to be better than just keeping a fetch land off of the turning into an actual land.
Yeah.
Okay, so swords here. What is John attempting to do?
Protection Wasteland as well.
He
Good,
can't.
good point.
Okay, so he's gonna crop rotate, getting rid of what?
He doesn't know. Okay.
Oh, okay, so he's getting rid of. This gets the protection spell, right? Keeps his requirement on board, which will allow him to use it in future turns.
To get it right back another one.
Yeah.
Interesting.
It's not a bad play. I don't hate that play, actually.
No.
I mean, because
Slows the clock like by
Reclaimer
turn,
is-
but it's a lot
is-
protective, yeah.
yeah, I mean, the protection is great. Gives him a threat, so to speak.
Yeah, I think the green mana and the blue mana are really important to him.
All right, so we do see the Witherbloom command. I don't know if Alan wants to fire that off now. Because the land is pro-white, so we can get it with the Witherbloom command, right? Yeah. We see that getting the beans. Okay.
Oh, he's using that green mana again. Interesting. Is he gonna do it? Is he gonna force it?
Well, he could have forced, drawn a card, kept the bean. I think he wants to force so to protect
Yeah, it's more. important.
more of what he's trying to do here. The bean helps, obviously, but
Is that
I don't know.
a miracle card?
I don't think so. I mean, I first thought it was a Catherine, but it's
That's what I
definitely not a
thought.
Catherine.
I mean, as he drew for turn, he could have cast it, right? But
He could have, you're right.
then he just put it right in his hand.
No, I think John is probably on the plan of using Reclaimer to get something to be able to go off.
Yeah, definitely.
And Alan says, "I'm gonna play my Fable, get some pressure."
Some value. I guess,
Maybe.
right?
I mean, for Alan, it's probably better. Chapter 2 when he gets to discard some cards and draw some cards.
Yep.
Helps sculpt his hand a little bit better. Here we see John activating Reclaimer. Yep, getting a piece of his puzzle. Okay, getting the depths. It'd be interesting to see if he had the sloth now. Although we do see that Alan has a terminus. He's gonna hold on to.
It's, that'll do it.
Okay. Gonna brainstorm here. Try and get to some cards.
To go. Let's see. Another crop rotation.
Crop rotation definitely helps.
Pondering Beans, is that third one?
He still needs more land though. Is the problem. He can't
He
crop
does.
rotate to just turn something into something else. He needs to draw lands.
Staying at 3.
He is brainstorm locked here though. Those two cards are not lands. They're not gonna get him lands.
Ponder to shuffle, but no more blue mana.
I mean, he could potentially just crop rotate to get rid of the tropical island, so he doesn't draw those cards to get a land.
Yeah.
He could also just Reclaimer as well, so he doesn't draw those unless he wants them.
Mm-hmm.
All right, so here you see Alan going to chapter 2. Gonna discard. Thinking. Okay, so response.
Yeah.
Now John is gonna go ahead and crop rotate.
Okay. Resolves.
We'll have to ask John what that card was at the end of the match.
Yeah. It looks like a Catherine, but it kind of doesn't also.
I'm thinking it's like a
hard to tell.
discover card.
Some alternate art, something or other.
Okay, so we got a Thespian stage, we got our Dark Depths. John is setting up for the combo to go off, assuming he has a land to do it. I mean, he can. We need. What is the activation cost? Is it 3 in tap or 2 in tap?
For Thespian stage?
Yeah.
I believe it's 2.
Okay. So in theory, can he tap the Yavimaya, attack the Dark Depths, make a copy.
Eldritch Climber's online, I guess, right? So it's
Yeah.
3/4 now.
Yeah. Alan has a sword? I think that's what he's covering with his hand right now. Or the Terminus.
It's
No,
a
Solitude. Oh,
It's an answer.
okay. Also, notably, Alan has Force plus blue cards.
Mm-hmm.
So, pretty confident that if John tries to make a 2020, Alan's going to get rid of it.
Yeah.
We see our timers down to 0. We don't have the official time for the players, so I can't tell you what they are. But they're either on turns or close to turns. In which case, yeah, I don't know. I don't know who's going to get this if we actually are on turns. I don't think any player. I think John has a better explosiveness to make that 2020, but we already see that Alan has all the answers.
Yeah. He definitely has the power to close it out more than Alan does at this point.
Okay, so Alan has a. No, he can't cast a Solitude. He has to keep it.
I'm going to go check on the timer real quick.
Okay. All right, so Alan drew a land. John is making his 2020 on Alan's turn, trying to see what Alan wants to say to it. Okay, so Alan is...
Looks like we're about 3 minutes ahead of them. We've got 3 minutes left.
Okay. Yeah, Alan is deciding what he wants to do about this 2020. John has made it. Alan has a lot of options for interaction here. He can definitely just say okay because this is Alan's turn and wait until John tries to do something. Once he passes, we'll see.
Yeah, I feel like either one can have it at this point. Then now knowing they have 3 minutes left and they're not.
Yeah, that's true. They definitely have a lot more time to be patient. I don't know, chat. What do you think? Does Alan force this or does he wait? I don't think you can allow it to stick around. I don't think you can give John more chances. I think you possibly on his... No, you can't wait till his turn. Okay. I think Alan is fetching so he can just hard cast a Solitude here. I think that's what he wants because he has the Force backup.
20 life is a lot.
Well, he's at 16. So even if he had gain life off of Neuro or something, he still is one shot away from losing the game.
Solitude exiles the 2020. You gain 20 life, right?
Oh my gosh, I was not thinking about. Wow.
You get rid of both, right? Because you got or still something sick, right?
The Reclaimer?
No, the
Yeah. Yeah. Well, this
the,
is
the flip Fable. You can copy a Solitude.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
it's still
Yeah.
something sick, yeah.
Yeah.
So he has the treasure from the shaman earlier, but it does not have haste.
Okay, so John
Stifle.
is stifling.
Got him.
Okay, well, this is a valid. Now I know John has a Force. Does he still have the Ponder? Oh, this could be really good for John because Alan has a Force, but I don't think anything outside from that. Okay. John says
Force,
no.
Ponder. Yep.
Wow. Oh my
Veil,
gosh.
Summer, Veil. Okay.
This has been a crazy interaction.
This is
Okay, so but this does not. Okay, so what was?
Solitude was targeting.
No, so the stifle.
Was on the Solitude ETB.
Right. So the stifle will still resolve, right?
No.
No.
Because he's forcing the stifle, right? You pitch the
Yes.
Burrow to.
Yes,
counter
you're right.
stifle.
You're right. Okay, so now John has played this card. What is that card? Go find out for
I have
us.
no idea what.
Go find out what that card is. Because apparently this is relevant in this interaction. He's pointing at his 2020. Okay, so Alan, I think, just forced to allow this to resolve. We're getting clarification on what that card actually is. Okay, we're getting clarification as a counter card. Not of this world. We got our chat to help us out. It's not of this world.
Yeah. I've not seen that card.
Okay, so it costs 7 less to cast if it targets a spell or ability that targets a creature you control. Wow, okay.
Okay. That works.
This is an interesting change of events here.
That's
Okay, so they are on turns now. And Alan is saying, I don't have it. So round goes to John. Wow, okay. What a turn. What a turn. I thought Alan had it. Clearly I didn't know that John had Not of This World, but the
That's amazing.
exchange of counters and protection of a legacy game, that was insane.
jeez. Yeah, it's definitely not a Catherine.
No. All right, we are in between rounds, so we're going to go ahead and take a break while we get our next matchup set up, and we'll see you back for round 2. There we go. All right, we are back, getting ready for round 2. As we get started, just want to give everybody out there listening kind of an update on events for this week. So we have Legacy on Tuesdays every Tuesday. This Friday, the first Friday of the month, we have a Legacy double up, $10 entry, but double the pricing. And then Sunday is the monthly Legacy event we have here. It's for sword credit, but proxies are allowed. So anybody out there who wants to come out, it's usually once a month. But yeah, proxies being allowed is kind of really nice because you can come out and play some cards.
Yeah.
But we're getting ready for round 2. You want to just go
Yeah, check it out.
get him. I see we see Will sitting down, who I believe, I want to put this in, I think he's on Painter. At least he has been for a while. That'll be interesting to see if he still is. And we'll see who his opponent is and what they are on.
It's Bryson.
Bryson, okay. Curious what bean variant Bryson's playing tonight.
Exactly.
All right, so let's think. If we have beans against Painter, which I am guessing it's going to be, what do you think? Who takes that round? Is it play draw dependent? Is it just
I kind of want to give it to Painter, but they should have a lot of speed, or they can. It's very, very dependent.
Yeah, I'm curious. Again, depending on the the brew of beans that Bryson is playing. Assuming he's playing beans, I don't know. He could be playing something else.
Yep.
He's got some favorite cards that he likes to throw in there.
Some Dak Fade in action.
Has been a champion of Dak Faden in the recent months. Yeah. Cards
Yeah.
not so bad.
Yeah, just saying the deck's got beans, or it's a beans deck. It doesn't really narrow down what could be in there. Could be anything.
It really doesn't. I mean, there's Sultai beans, there's Bant beans, there's so many different beans builds. I think Bryson has been a Sultai bean player for the recent weeks, which has things,
It's got blue. It's
right?
important.
Okay, so we have an update. Will is actually on mono white Stompy, which is
The Angels, right?
yeah, that is much more of his. I want to say his preferred deck.
Yeah, I've seen him on that one before.
Yeah, it's similar to an initiative deck. I mean, there are initiative creatures in the deck, I believe, but it's just real fast,
Yeah.
and he kind of locks you out of doing things.
Yeah, it's a lot of what does that card do? Can I read it? It's but just this is I lose. Okay.
Right? All right, this will be interesting. If it truly is mono white, then I know he has splash black before.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, he's got a lot of fast mana, a lot of ancient tomb, mox action into
Right?
big
right.
hard to answer creatures. It's intimidating.
Not just that. I mean, prison pieces as well, taxing
Yeah,
pieces,
very
keeping you
true.
from being able to do things.
Yeah, those free spells don't do anything underneath a Trinisphere or something like that.
Okay, we confirm Bryson is on Sultai beans.
Sultai beans.
All right.
Unyielding Gatekeeper. What does that card do?
Okay.
Unyielding Gatekeeper. Oh, it's a new one from Murders. It's got Disguise. Very cool.
Disguise is a cool mechanic. I like it.
When Unyielding Gatekeepers is turned face up, exile another target non-land permanent. If you controlled it, return it to the battlefield tapped. Otherwise, its controller creates a 2/2 white and blue detective. Interesting. Huh. See if Will gets that one down.
Apparently, I can't spell.
Unyielding. I think you got it with the IE.
Is it new? It's not popping up. Is that why?
No, I think it's
Oh, I see what you're saying.
it's
Okay.
IE. Yeah.
Oh my gosh. I blame the mouse.
I blame the mouse as well.
Okay, our players are playing. Sorry, we are having some technical difficulties because I'm incapable of using a mouse and keyboard.
There it is.
Okay. So we see a plains pass, and we see a tropical island with a ponder.
Beautiful tropical island.
Bryson does have some real nice artwork there. Keep forgetting which one it is. This one? Nope, definitely not.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. All right.
Ancient Tomb into
Yeah, we see.
Yeah.
Oh, Bryson said nope.
yeah,
Days.
got you.
I like playing more than one spell.
Well, it's the lands coming tapped too, right?
Yes.
that hurts.
Yes. Non-basic, right? Non-basic lands coming to play tapped.
Yep.
God, brutal. Okay.
Haymakers. Prismatic Vista. He's a basic land enthusiast.
I mean, as a mono-colored deck, you really don't need
Yeah.
to get fancy with the fetch lands,
Well, I mean, look at his basics. They're pretty fancy as well.
but they're not matching.
No, I think it's. Well,
Oh, we got a chalice
it's all matching or none matching.
on 0. All right. Well, wants to resolve his spells. No, I'm sorry. That must
It's
be
on
1.
one,
Yeah, it must be 1.
Fetching. Is that a Spell Pierce?
That sure is.
He's got the 2 to pay, though.
He does. It locks him out of doing something else, but I think Will is happy to say, all right, what else you got? I'll pay the 2.
Yep.
I'm assuming Bryson has a follow-up otherwise. Just attempting to see if Will really wants to fight over a chalice on 1.
Second days.
A second days, yeah. I would not put it past him.
Put him a little bit behind on mana there.
I mean, so part of the Soul-type Beans deck does run some Delve spells, so filling the graveyard is not out of the question.
Yeah.
Maybe that's all he was really trying to do.
Okay. Well, gotta get it out of your hand. Not be able to cast it later anyway, right?
Yeah, that's true. If it does resolve, then you have nothing. Okay. Bean, hey, first player to cast the Beans wins, right?
Yep. It's been the motto. Second Ancient Tomb.
Okay, Stoneforge, yeah.
Yep. What does he get here?
Any
number of things.
I mean, Cauldra, so good here. I don't think Bryson has a ton of things to do with Cauldra. He's got a sword there. Okay.
Oh, he's just showing him the art.
No, I think
He's gonna switch it out.
he might be asking Bryson if he can switch out his Stoneforges. That would be funny.
So you play all mismatching cards then, right?
They're okay. So he's getting.
Which one is that?
You want to go look for us?
Sort of
One of the swords.
Yeah, let me check.
Presuming it has some protection from one of Bryson's deck colors. We're going to find out real fast what it does, though. All right, so Will does that. He wants... Oh, not the basic Will. Waste the Tropical Island, putting Bryson back down to 1 mana. And also a Chalice on 1 is really keeping Bryson off of doing a whole lot here. We'll see what his follow-ups are. He does have a fetch land in hand, so he's not locked out of doing things yet. I know he's got a Bowmaster. Draws a second copy of Beans. All right, that's definitely a way to kind of get back into things.
Light and Shadow.
All right, Light and Shadow. So that is the white and black protection, I believe. Okay. Now, you want to pull up Light and Shadow for us so we can get all of the text?
Yeah, let's do that.
It is hard to keep all the swords together, especially when they keep printing new ones.
That should be enough.
There we go.
Yep. Whenever equipped creature deals combat damage to a player, you gain 3 life and you return up to 1 target creature card from your graveyard to your hand.
Well,
Okay.
that helps Will on what he's trying to do.
Yeah. I figure the protection is probably the most important part. Protect from
We do see the cut down. Okay, Bryson's saying
from that.
no thank you. Part of that delve package that he has. Kind of nice to see this card coming back in.
Yeah.
All right, so Will trying his best to get something to stick.
His Ancient Tombs match, though. That's my theory on that. So.
I don't think there's enough different copies of Ancient Tomb.
That's not enough
Okay,
anyway.
we have an Angel in play.
That's a big one.
And I think Bryson is deciding if he wants to fight over this or not.
A lot of reading cards, though.
Nope, no fighting. Okay, so Will does have a sword in play and an angel with the option to equip it and start getting some real damage. I don't see what Bryson has in his hand to kind of deal with this, though. Starting by fetching for something. Okay. Maybe just needs that green source there.
Or Uro?
Or as a start.
I mean, something.
I think part of the problem is if Will equips and starts attacking, he's going to get back creatures. He's going to potentially get back a Stoneforge.
Yeah, that's very true.
Get to get something else back as a threat. He can get back his Archon. So many things he could do here.
Yeah.
I don't know at this position if Stoneforge is... Maybe the Archon's better. Kind of locks things out. And then the Stoneforge is kind of a win more card in that situation. Okay. We see a cycle.
Okay.
Okay. Getting, I believe that's a Tundra? It looks like a Tundra.
Yeah.
If he's Sultai, though, it's probably an Underground Sea.
Well, yeah. Well, it looks like 2 words, maybe. Underground Sea.
Yeah.
That'd make more sense.
Okay. Casting something?
Murktide.
Ooh.
That's a big boy.
Okay. Okay. So Will's Angel not able to get through a
Yeah.
blue creature.
Says you want to take to the skies, we can do that.
Also a 7/7 bigger than Will's creature.
Spell Pierce coming in handy now. Became a point of damage on that Murktide.
Bryson was thinking 5 turns ahead on that spell
As
pierce.
always.
Yeah. Okay. Okay. Will is finding
A token?
Yes. Do we have a cloak token? Well, I'm not sure what he's looking
Oh,
for.
it could be the disguise, right?
Yeah, yeah. Nothing is disguised at the moment, though, right?
Could be about to.
Right. Okay. He's disguising what he wants to do with a disguise.
Right. He's just it's a big front. He's not even gonna disguise anything. Oh, a lot of shiny stuff.
No, yeah. Will does put a lot of effort into his decks. I can appreciate that.
Definitely.
Okay. Secondary Cup of Chalice, I think redundant, but definitely going for the equip here, and then the attack doesn't really have. I don't know what the texts are on the angel.
Not sure.
And Bryson
Not sure which angel it is. To be honest.
doesn't block.
Must have vigilance.
I'm curious if he didn't attack. If he just no, because he pushed it like he's attacking.
Yeah.
I did not see. Can you see if you can go move the life totals so we can see them? They got pushed off of the. They need to be like right on the spell hold symbol. Okay. Bryson trying to get through a brainstorm, and Will says, "Nope, I got the chalice." Going to attack here, and Will is saying, "Yeah, I'll take it." Getting 7 damage in. Bryson either not concerned about the angel attacking or just maybe trying to race him. There we go. Oh, we can see why Bryson is attacking now. Will is down to 3 life. That Ancient Tomb doing work. Okay.
Tools are relevant.
Yes, yeah, I noticed. I'm like, Bryson's attacking. Why is he attacking? Oh, Will's getting real low.
Those ancient tombs
Yeah.
working against him.
Okay. Did we get clarification what that token is?
No,
But
I
it's-
did not.
Okay. It is something maybe produced by the angel when it attacks. We'll get clarification in between rounds on what that was.
Yeah.
Okay. Going to
I
1.
do see the unyielding,
Okay. So this is an interesting thing.
what is it called again?
It is his.
It's the unyielding gatekeeper.
Yeah. So it destroys something that gets flipped up, I believe.
It's exile non-land permanent, and then if you control it, it comes back at the end of turn, I think.
Okay.
And if you don't control it, they get a 2/2 detective in its place. Yeah, if you controlled it, return to the battlefield tapped. Otherwise, they get a 2/2 white and blue detective.
Okay. So I can see why Will would do this now. He can disguise it. We can't flip it face up yet, though.
So it has to be at a later turn, right?
Well, he just can't. No, he
There's
can't.
isn't the mana for it. Right?
Yeah.
Okay.
He doesn't have the mana though. He has to draw another land, otherwise he'll have to take. Oh no, he gained life for the angel. I'm sorry. Yeah. Okay.
Okay.
I forgot about the life gain. Okay, but Bryson is keeping Will honest, so he can flip it up. Interestingly, Bryson doesn't really have a way to interact at the moment, because he doesn't have white cards, and the angel has protection from black. So if this Murktide gets put off the table, then I think Bryson gets set back just a little bit. I think Bryson's realizing where he's at. He needs to get damage through. Oh, okay. Before damage, you have another Bowmaster.
We're just showing him that he's getting through no matter what.
But so we're gonna gain life here.
True.
I guess it depends on the sequencing of things. I think if Bryson was patient enough, if he waited for Will to activate, he'd go to 1, and then he can respond with the Bowmaster
Right.
to get him to 0. But showing Will the Bowmaster, I think, might have been a mistake just because Will can play around it.
Now he can, yeah.
I mean, but he can't really afford to is a problem. He's facing lethal,
Yeah.
gonna lose all his blockers. Okay, so we'll see what happens here. He is gonna gain life though. He's gonna gain life from the angel. If he flips it, he goes down to 2. He'll go back up to. Go to 1. He'll go back up to 4.
Double blocking?
The angel has protection from black as well. So okay, so now we're gonna
He'll pay it, go to
see
1. And then orcs, right?
if Bryson responds before damage.
Maybe this is still 4 damage, right?
I'm
Orcs?
yeah.
Oh, just showing the. Oh, he could have played it to avoid using the ancient tomb.
Yeah. Okay,
Oh.
I see what we're saying. Yeah. Will's a pretty honest guy. I'm guessing they went through what would have happened had Bryson not put the Bowmaster down
Right.
and shown him what was going to happen, because if Bryson mistimes the Bowmaster, then Will does have the opportunity to gain life.
Mm-hmm.
Oh no, it's only on attacks, I believe. Pull up the sword again. I think it's only on attacks he gains life, right?
Oh, and it's on damage, right?
No, I think it's only on attacks.
Is it? Okay.
Yeah.
Sword of Light and Shadow. No, whenever it deals combat damage to a player.
Oh, to a player. Yeah. So
Yeah.
so Will was not able to gain life that turn.
Interesting.
So regardless of how he sequences, Bryson was just showing him, hey, you're gonna go to 1 off his activation, and then I'm gonna do 1 to you,
Yeah.
and then just making him go through the motions here.
No favorable outcome there.
Okay, so what do we think after seeing game 1? Going to game 2, what do we do? What can Will do? What can Bryson do? How do each one kind of improve their decks? I don't know if Bryson needs to bring in targeted removal or if his game plan was good enough. Will definitely just needs to be faster, probably, or just have things resolve.
Yeah. Some sort of artifact hate, I guess, on Bryson's side would help out a little bit.
That did not go to the right player. Okay, so
Will just brings in more efficient prison pieces, more ones that plug better. But his prison pieces did the work. So just didn't work on what he had in hand.
I think in that situation, it wasn't necessarily what Will had in play. It was more his mana base that
Hurt him a lot.
made it challenging. I think most of the damage was off of one attack from Murktide, and then all of the activations of Ancient Tomb.
Yeah, it's like 8 damage from the tomb, right? Yeah.
And I mean, notably, he could not get a creature to stick until his third creature, I believe,
Yeah, true.
which is one of the things that the Soultide deck definitely could do. It has 1-for-1 answers. If you can't get something to stick, it'll get that Murktide. It'll get an Uro. It'll get some of these threats that'll stick around and be difficult to deal with.
Yeah. Your Murderous Cut conveniently dodging the Chalice on 1 as well.
The standard All-Star back in
Against,
Legacy, back in Big.
Yeah.
And it triggers Beans.
I started playing in Modern for a bit with the Beans until I got banned there even.
I forgot. He's only legal in Modern for a short time.
Very short, yeah. Just started warping the format. Every single deck was like just ditching all the or all the under 5 CMC cards.
All right, trying to see if we can see what players are bringing in and taking out. Bryson seems content. He's shuffling up. Will is still trying to make a selection on if he has all the right cards.
See some more beautiful looking basic planes in there. The unstable ones. Those are
Yeah. And I got a feel for Will. I think the hand he started with is probably what he wants to see. It's just, these permission decks say, I don't know if I want to let you have that.
yeah. If that Archon had stuck though, it would have been a whole different game.
Yeah. I mean, the Chalice one definitely did some things, right?
Line
Yeah.
helps.
All right. Will's
Not-
first 7.
not good
Ooh,
enough.
maybe he's double
He's got a
thinking.
Chalice. He's got a ley line. Does he like it though? He's deep in thought.
He might just be waiting for Bryson to decide if he's ready to decide if he's keeping.
All right. Gotta do things in the proper order.
All right. Looks like Will might be keeping.
I like the hand. He's
He is
play
on the
too.
play, right? Important to be on the play with that hand.
Start with a Chalice and a ley line.
I'm pretty sure I see a force in Bryson's hand though. So a Chalice and 1 probably not going to resolve. Oh, that's
Can't-
right. We got
can't
the ley
force
line.
that.
Got the ley line. Okay, Chalice going down to 18. Is Bryson going to fight over this? He's got the force. Okay, gets
Yeah.
rid of the Murktide. Yeah, so many 1-drops in that deck. He was able to get through it game 1, but you don't want to have to get through it if you don't have to.
And Murktide's an easy ditch there, considering it's not gonna be cast anytime soon.
Also notably, looking at Bryson's hand, 1-drops.
Yep, relevant.
Okay. Will looking to deal even more damage to him through his lands.
It's gonna go down to 15. Yep.
But,
Disguise.
okay, yeah. Okay, so the Disguise card, I believe it has Cloak, right? So it has Ward 2.
Yeah, Ward 2. So it's a 2/2.
Bryson is deciding if he wants to let it resolve, because it only gets the Ward once it's resolved.
Right. Yeah. Still does use the stack. Oh.
Yeah.
He has 1 floating.
He picked it up, yeah. I don't think he fetched. I think
I think it only costs 2 to disguise, and he taps Ancient Tomb and Plains. You should have 1 colorless floating, right?
let's double check.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure. Cost 1 blue, or sorry, 1 white and 1 colorless to disguise. And tapping the Ancient Tomb, we should have 1 colorless floating. Unless unless I'm missing something.
Yeah, no,
Should be able to pay for the days.
I don't know if that's something we correct here. Maybe just let Will know afterwards.
Yeah,
But if he just missed that, that's a little backbreaking.
because that first thing I thought when he played that was, he's taking all that damage. He's not even using all the mana.
Okay, maybe he just didn't care because this he cares more about. But I mean, he just pays the 1, so
Right.
yeah, we'll definitely have to clarify with Will afterwards.
Yeah.
It's very possible he just missed that, unless this land is not Ancient Tomb. But it does look like it is.
Yeah. Yeah, because He had a chalice on one, right? I guess.
You did. You're right.
Ooh. Well, it's not a city of traders because it stayed in play.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Very true. All right. All right. Bryson getting his basics. Doesn't want to get wastelanded out of this game. The Archon in play, though, is going to make it tough.
Yep. The Archon is.
I mean, it's definitely a line for Will to kind of start
Oop,
progressing things on
down
his
to
board.
10. Oh, up.
Oh,
Yeah.
definitely.
Definitely.
That's not how that works. Okay.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
He's going to kill himself. Yeah.
Equip response.
She wants to equip.
Yes.
Okay, yeah.
Well, regardless, sacrifice. So not targeting the creature.
Oh, fair. Totally fair.
Okay. Once again, though, Will doing most of the heavy lifting for Bryson, putting himself down to 10.
Yeah.
And Bryson happy to just say, okay, what else do you got? A Bowmaster in hand.
Now he's on to 8. Jeez.
Okay. Let's see what Bryson can dig up from this brainstorm, trying to find an answer. Will left with 1 card. So if this does not resolve, then I'm curious. Also, I mean, Bryson does have have access to black, so he has some removal spells.
I think Will's very content to just keep slamming must answer threats.
I think he just put a Force of Will back on top. Does he have a Force of Will on hand then? Or something else? Yeah, that was definitely a Force and something.
He goes, wait, where'd that force go?
Maybe he's just thinking about how he wants to manage the situation that's on the board right now.
Yeah. Okay. So he did keep the force. Is he gonna cast it though?
I mean, why? That's why you keep it, right?
Right. Yeah. That's
I also just don't know.
that's
No, he says okay. All right.
Oh, 'cause he gets something with CMC 3 or less back.
Yeah, and now
Response to the fetch.
right. Okay.
What is that?
Is that a dismember?
Oh yeah. It
Yeah.
makes sense. He took the life.
All right. So that's why he was okay with the trade or not having to go down by playing a Forge Will and pitching something.
Mm-hmm.
And this is kind of how Bryson wants the game to go. Just managing what Will is doing. Again, Will down to 1 card, Bryson with a few cards.
Yeah.
But Bryson, I believe that's his graveyard there. So could cast a hefty Murktide if he finds
No,
one.
it's all exiled.
Oh, Leon's in play. You're right. Okay,
Yeah.
never mind. He can't cast a Murktide.
Yeah, that's why Will feels a little bit more safe to be just draining his
Also,
life down.
oh, geez, can't cast a... could cast an Uro, but not going to do much with it.
Just the one time.
Yeah, okay, so possibly just going to... Oh, okay, Leovold, yeah.
That's a threat.
That is a way to get back into this.
Draw some cards.
Hmm.
Stoneforge. Okay.
I think Stoneforge might be just a little better than Leovold.
Oh, he's tapping 3 though. Okay.
Yeah, get something.
Get something and pay 2 more life to play it.
Oh,
Force. Damn.
Is that a
7.
Recruit of the Guards? Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so we'll able to get another... just getting threats. At some point, Bryson's not going to have an answer, right?
Yep.
Okay, so
Is
what
it
do you...
down to 1 card in hand?
What do you get here? No, that was his 1 card.
No, I mean, Bryson's only.
Oh,
got
Bryson
left.
has 1, yeah.
Saw Batter School. Doesn't get you. It's not fast enough. Oh, right, it's not Stoneforge. Duh, he's not going. He's going for a Stoneforge. Yeah, that makes sense.
Maybe he was trying to see what equipments are left in the deck to
Right.
get with the Stoneforge.
Makes sense.
Okay. Bryson's turn. Draws a card. Can't tell what it
Force.
is.
Or did he have the force before?
Either he drew the force or he had the force. Regardless.
Is something? Does he have a blue card to match it? Can't tell.
Come on, Bryson, show us your cards. Can I have it? Will says.
Stoneforge.
And Bryson says, you can have it. Okay, well, Will's going to get another equipment.
Batter school. Okay.
Yeah, I mean, he's got to get his life total back, right?
does.
Do you just equip? Yeah, you equip here, right? Yeah, makes sense.
Orcish
Smart, the
Bowmasters.
Bowmaster in response to the equip.
So
Okay.
not a blue card.
Okay, well, Will says fine. I'll take 2 life and I'll equip it here.
Sure.
No, Will, it's down.
Yes, sir.
Okay, Will should be down to 2. There we go. He is. All right, so
He is fast and loose with that
Bryson's
life
like,
total.
give me. What? Bryson can't draw anything. He's got pro black here. I guess he could destroy the artifact, right?
Yeah. Very
Okay,
true.
so what can he draw to get rid of that? I don't know. Abrupt Decay,
Hercules Recall.
Legacy Staple, Hercules Recall. Yes. I don't know. Players probably should be aware of time as well. First game was real fast. Second game taking some time, but being aware of what's going on here. All right, so we know Bryson has a force. Nothing else. Do you think he's thinking about attacking? Because he can attack. The Stoneforge is a 2-4,
Block it.
3-4. It's a
Takes
3-4.
2.
If he has a Bowmaster, no, he can't even do the Bowmaster because he can't target it. Okay, so Bryson puts him down to
0, right?
Uh,
He blocks the one. And,
okay, but
oh.
something is.
Oh, he's just showing him.
Oh, okay, all right. I was like, did we miss
Yeah.
something?
No, he got it.
No. All right, so
Wow.
all right. Well,
Ancient Tomb.
Ancient Tomb. Dang, the live by the card, die by the card. Apparently,
Yeah.
yeah. Again, Will stabilizing with creatures, but not able to get his life total to where it needs it to be.
Bryson had just enough answers.
All right. I think we might see if we can get a backup match. We got some time.
Yeah.
So if we can, we'll put it on camera. Otherwise, we'll see you guys back here for round 3. If I can. Okay, so quick clarification on that turn 1 play between Will and Bryson where we thought Will could have cast or could have paid for the days. We were wrong.
Yeah.
When you cast Unyielding Gatekeeper, you have to cast it for 3 for its morph cost.
Right.
We were reading the disguise cost, which is a flip up cost. That was 2.
Yeah, so no days mana was available there.
Yeah. But they have agreed to just play another game. This one's for fun, so Bryson did officially win that match. But they're giving us another game just so we can kind of give you some more stuff to look at. We see Will with a strong play. Chalice on 1.
Mox, Chalice. Very strong.
Okay. Ooh, jeez.
Yeah, being on the play is working out for Will this time.
I mean, these are the aggressive starts from this deck that I've seen Will have time and time again. And
Yeah.
Without Bryson having interaction, he's just like, yeah, I guess. Has no way to filter his deck at the moment because of Chalice. We'll see if this Stoneforge resolves. I mean, if the Recruiter resolved, if the Chalice resolved, you'd be kind of feeling your stuff's
Yeah.
going to resolve, right?
This is the point where Will just kind of runs away with it.
It's also possible that Bryson says, yeah, if I kill your Stoneforge, you can't really cast your equipment, so.
Yeah.
Or you can't cheat it into play, I should say.
Wait till he gets the equipment and then kill it.
I also believe that both these players went back to a pre-board deck, so this is like a game 1 for them.
Batter Skull. All right. Preemptively hedge against that Ancient Tomb.
Okay, so
Orcs.
Okay.
Orcs. Getting basics. Yep.
yeah, definitely aware of the Wasteland from this monocolor deck.
Didn't see any in the actual match though, right? I don't think so.
Game 1?
Was he our Wasteland?
Game 1, Will did some Wastelands, which I
Okay,
think
okay.
what led Bryson to do some intentional fetching for basics game 2.
Right. Okay.
Just looking at the version of the Pokemon card Bryson has as
I'm
his
not even
token.
sure what that is.
It's bright and yellow, so I'm assuming
Yeah.
some version of Pikachu.
Could be. Could be.
Okay. Yeah. So Bryson, again, controlling what Will can do.
Shieldred's Edict.
God, man, sacrifice effects have become, I
Yeah.
think, not too good, but definitely well placed against decks like Reanimator, decks like, these 1-for-1 decks.
Yeah. Well, the
Okay.
Shieldred's Edict in particular, being able to hit Planeswalkers
Yes.
or tokens or
Yes.
non-tokens, so you get
Okay. Will electing this time to pay for days.
because it's
Bryson
available.
making him have it. Yeah. Okay. So now Will can cast either oh no, I guess you could cast the Batter Skull if he pitches
Swinging. Looks like a trap.
something.
Second Orc. Yep.
Oh,
That'll make it a 2/2 with 1 damage on it, and they'll trade.
Okay.
Yeah. I don't know if I would have taken that. Just take the 1, right?
I think. Okay, off the top, another Stoneforge.
See, I don't care. I got everything I need.
Fatal Push in Bryson 10, by the way.
Uncast or it's castable. It's one resolve.
Oh, you're right. Chalice on 1. Fatal Push that will probably not
Okay,
do
cool.
anything.
Yeah. Trigger Chalice.
Yeah. We've got a sword. Does he want to just cast a sword? I guess so. Taking 2 more. And this time Bryson is saying no
Days
yet
again.
again. Okay, but the Batter Skull could get him back into this, right?
It's only 5 mana, right? He can still cast it this turn.
He's got options. He's got a Chrome Box there. He could also just put it into play.
Second Ancient Tomb.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I guess off the Stoneforge would be better. Won't get countered that way.
He could also hold up mana to hard cast a Solitude if he wants to.
Relevant. Hit his own Germ token, gain an extra 4.
I mean, in theory, sure, because then he could just bounce the Batter Skull and play it again.
Options. Be a nice way to gain life, I guess.
I have definitely been in positions where I've needed to bounce and recast the batter skull.
I've seen somebody with the Shieldred triggers on the stack, Solitude, and Solitude again, hit their own Solitude to gain life so they would survive it.
Wow. Okay, we see Bryson putting a bean down, and as we've seen, the first player to cast the beans does win. So we'll see if that holds here. Okay, Will saying, "Can I have my batter school?" Bryson saying, "Sure."
No stifles?
No, I don't think
Oh.
Bryson has stifles.
Well, a chalice anyway, right?
That's true. That's true. Tidebender. Tashana's Tidebender?
Yep.
Yeah.
That's a good one.
Other effects like that. Okay, so Will is getting in for 4.
Yeah, that'd be really good because that would keep the Stoneforge shut off for the rest of the game.
Oh, no. Will meant to put a land down. Put the Solitude down instead. So Bryson now knows that Will has a Solitude. Although, I don't... Hard to see what Bryson does. Murderous Cut does something, right? Okay, another bean. Sure, start
Beans.
with that. He could Murktide, but he's only on 3 lands, so trying to get a board presence is tough for him.
Mm-hmm.
Was that a Caracas, I think Will just drew? Okay, we can see a lot of work being put in by this batter school.
Yep. Those Ancient Tombs
And
not doing work this time.
a third bean. Wow. Of course.
All the beans.
Of course. All of them. Okay. Interestingly, he tapped the island and not the swamp. Had he tapped the swamp, he could have cast a Murktide had he drawn one.
Maybe, yeah, he needs the black. I was going to say
Okay.
for Murderous Cut, but that works too.
Yeah, maybe that was his plan the whole
Hit
time.
the chalice.
Okay. Get back.
Oh, second mode, right? You
land?
mill 3 and get a land back.
I think you get to choose 2.
That's what I'm saying, second mode, right?
Oh,
So,
yeah.
Got back a Wasteland?
He did.
Oh, nice.
He does know that there is a Solitude in hand, though, so...
Yes, he does.
What can he do to Solitude here? At the moment, nothing.
Got to get that Wasteland activation in one more
He
time.
can't really profitably target it either with the Fatal Push. He can target the Germ Token with the Fatal Push.
Yeah.
So he can at least get the Germ Token off the board, but he's got to deal with the Batter School. He's got to deal with the Solitude.
Solitude completely.
He's got to deal with another Recruit of the Guard getting another Stoneforge, getting
Yep.
another...
Jeez.
Okay, so now we really see the power of this Stompy deck.
Just threat.
Yeah. Ajite.
Wow. Big fan.
I have not seen that card. Okay, well, hold on. What's happening here? Okay, so we're putting it into play.
Buffing it up.
Is Will shortcutting some things here? Does he have mana to do that?
It's 2 to play, 2
Oh,
to
he had the
quit.
Ancient Tomb. Okay, I
Yeah.
forgot about the other Ancient Tomb. All right.
Yeah, so this GT coming in with 2 counters already on it, right? Or no?
He removed one to get rid of the...
Right.
Yeah. What are we killing here? We killed the... What are we killing here, Bryson?
Fatal Push is...
4 or less.
Oh my
4
god.
or
And
less.
you can actually still cast it and still target Solitude. It just doesn't actually destroy it.
Oh, it's true. Yeah. Okay.
It checks on resolution.
All right. So
It's a legal play.
we see other players are pointing out, Bryson, what are you doing? You're going to point it at this thing or that thing. Why are you pointing at the one thing you couldn't target? But that game was just for fun. So the player's just nice enough to give us a game 3. I think we're going to take a break, though, until we get to round 3. And then just to kind of preview, we have a throwback legacy game, round 4. I believe it is...
Is it Aggro Loam and Shardless Bug?
Yes, Agrolome and Charlotte's Bug, a throwback to when those decks were relevant. So stick around, come back definitely for round 3, and then be ready for our special round 4.
Yep.
All right, we are back. We have our players getting seated for round 3. We know one of our players is going to be Eugene playing a Vile Goblins deck.
Yep, it's a scary one.
He has been working on and grooming that deck for a while, occasionally moving on to something else, but generally coming back to it. It's kind of been his pet deck, and he loves that archetype.
Yeah, that and food chain goblins, right? So
If it's got the word goblin in it, he's probably played it.
It's the only deck I saw him on for a while, but then Vile Goblins right now. The sticker name, it's a little nutty.
Too good, right? Too good.
It's a lot of mana on top of a 2/2.
I'm sure Eugene will remind him, but can you go ask our player? Oh, he's doing it right now. Never mind.
Oh, yep.
Make sure he gets his information for us so we
Get
can tell you who our opponent is.
Yeah, get that deck list up there in a second, or a deck name at least.
Yeah. I think is that Jack? I think it's Jack.
Hard to tell.
If it is Jack, I'm going to assume he's playing a Storm deck because he hardly plays anything but Storm. In which case, let's assume it's Storm versus Goblins. Who do you like?
It's all right. I don't know. Does Eugene open with a chalice or?
Right,
It's,
right. Can I chalice on 0? Yes. Well, in that case.
In that case, you win. If not, I don't know. Not a lot of answers otherwise, right?
Yeah. Kayla, be sure to come back. In round 4, we'll have. I know it's Eugene. Is it Eugene and Andrew coming back in?
Yeah, they'll be the commentary. I'm not sure
Yeah.
who's piloting the decks.
Eugene is coming back in with Andrew for our throwback. Jack is playing the
Jack.
the Sultai
Shardless.
Charlotte Sultai deck,
Yeah.
and then John Chin will be playing the Turbo Loam deck.
Turbo Loam.
Yeah, that'll be our special turn for round 4.
Storm is heavily favored, says Zane. Yeah, I would think so.
I think we've seen, and I've done some testing with Zane before. We've seen that Storm can just go off turn 1, and if you have not done
Yep.
anything,
Mm-hmm.
you're just dead.
They can go through counters.
So we'll see. Let's check if we got confirmation.
It is James on lands.
Okay. I was completely wrong. Okay, so now that we know it's goblins against lands, does that change your thoughts here?
I've never actually seen those two match up, but I figure Eugene's got better clock, potentially.
Yeah. I know the lands player, I played against him last week. He will try and Dark Depths for sure.
Okay.
He also has a Urza's package.
Okay.
So it'll
it's
be
your,
interesting.
hybrid approach with an Uro and more creatures.
Uro and more creatures. Okay, maybe this is modified from last week, because last week he pretty heavily beat me down with some Saga tokens,
Okay.
and then definitely beat me with a Dark Depth. So
Yeah. That deck does the thing, just puts a must answer threat on the board.
he got to the point where, and most lands decks will attempt to do this, where they just will life from the loam whatever they need, whenever they need. So
Yep.
okay, trying to
Lands
see
is
who's going
favored
first.
versus Vile Goblins. Interesting. Okay.
Yeah, important to note there, chat's pointing out that Punishing Fire does a lot of work against most of the goblins.
Yep. That's valid. I hadn't thought about that one.
Okay, so I see an Uro right away. I believe that's an Uro. Okay, so this is definitely going to be a unique lands deck. I'm sure it'll be some of the stock lands we're used to seeing, but I'm curious if it's more of utility lands with like a backup package, or yeah, we'll just see how the game plays out. Looks like the first hand not good
I'm
enough.
not going to see that hand anyway.
Eugene's keeping. I see lands and some red cards. I can't tell what they are just yet.
Oh, there's a Lackey.
Oh god.
Good start.
Oh
Wasteland.
man.
Wasteland, pretty good against lands. I think.
Turn 1 Lackey. Hard to deal with
And then
that.
what's the one with the Battlecry Goblin? I think the one gives him haste.
I'm gonna be real honest. My knowledge of the names of the goblins is not as good as what they do. I know what they do. I don't know what their names are.
My legacy experience against goblins is 100% against Eugene.
I was just gonna say if I played against goblins, it's Eugene.
Yeah.
I've played against Mono Red Burn, but no one else really piloting that goblins deck.
I've not seen it too much.
I believe also both our players here are 2-0 going into this round.
Should be exciting. Got his stickers picked out there. Let's see it.
Yeah, I think
3, 4. I can't read them, but
it's 3-4-4.
yeah. That's kind of low. Then it can't go all the way up to 6.
Are you saying can it go all the way?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So those are kind of on the lower end, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's better than Seething Song, right?
Okay. Lands players on the play. Fetching to get a land to play a Reclaimer? No.
Okay. Oh,
Okay.
discarding a land.
Okay. Discarding and fetching and playing a Reclaimer.
Oh, just shortcutting a little. Gene's not on the counterspell Persuasion. Yeah. Yeah, the sticker's not looking like the best pulls for Eugene.
Well, I mean, he's going to get a lackey, right?
Yeah.
I don't know.
He's got to remove the reclaimer to get the lackey.
Right,
too,
right. I
though.
don't know if he has a backup play to get
Munitions
through.
expert, right? Or
Oh,
just
no.
vial.
Yeah, sure. Why not? Definitely a way for him to shortcut things and
I did not see that in his hand. Or
progress his board as much as he can.
vial, I think, is a better turn 1 play than lackey in the face of a 1-2.
All right, so we definitely see Dark Depths coming in. James definitely with the ability to get a Thespian stage, another Dark Depths, and a Sword, I believe, are the 2 remaining cards. Not great, but again, you just get the Thespian stage. And although I think, did we say that Eugene had
a
a
Wasteland,
Yes, he does. All right, so this is going to come up, and I'm sure we're going to get to talk about it, but there's a window. Nope, he decided he doesn't. Well, he has other Dark Depths. Okay. There's a window to interact with the Wasteland to make sure that we get the Dark Depths and the Thespian stage both off the stage with no 2020 token. And I'm sure that Eugene will be able to spot that and execute that should the time arise.
Yeah, you have to be responsive, not proactive in that situation, right? He'll just sack their land in response.
Yep. Can't do it too early. Okay, so
Another Dark Depths in hand.
right, makes sense. That's why James sacked the first one to get. What is that land?
Is that flagstones?
That's what I think it is, right?
That's what it
Yeah,
looks like.
yeah. So he'll just sacrifice the flagstones to get another planes, probably.
It's pretty good.
Okay, we see end step putting in the goblin from Eugene.
Mm-hmm.
Upkeep putting it to 2. What does he want to do here?
You can battle cry him up and buff him, but they still have the blocker. Rashadin?
Okay. Probably not willing to try and force things through yet. I don't know.
No.
I can't really see Eugene's hand to see what else he has.
No reason to try.
Yeah. Okay. So James is going to get a land plus a plains.
Mm-hmm.
And we're going to wasteland in response. Okay, definitely one of the possible windows. Interesting that he did that now.
Yeah, he could have. I mean, he didn't have it, but he had a crop rotation. That would have been out of luck right there.
Okay, so James getting that Urza.
Saga.
Yeah.
And the plains.
So now we'll see these Saga tokens could prove problematic for Eugene because I don't. Without something like a Muxus in play or some of the other Goblin Lords, I don't know how he's going to be able to get through these powerful tokens that the Sagas are going to make.
Yep. It's going to make a lot, too.
You know what, though?
You can't get a hedge mace.
Okay, so this is actually kind of smart for Eugene. I don't know where we are in the turn, but Reclaimer's tapped.
Yes.
So he can attack.
I believe this is inside of James's turn.
Okay. I wasn't sure.
I could be wrong.
Because he played Lackey end step.
Yeah, it's going to be... he played a Lackey end step with Vial on 1, went up to 2. So I think this might be inside of Eugene's end step that he activated the Reclaimer in response to Wastelands.
Okay.
Yeah.
Trying to think. Yeah,
So
you're definitely right because he's untapping now.
Yeah, okay.
Would have been interesting if Eugene had bought himself a window to get some damage to with the Lackey and
Very
put something into
nice.
play. Okay, so now we're tapping down.
Rashad.
Smart.
Saga's already on 2.
Yeah, it comes in on 1.
And on his main phase, it goes to 2. So he won't be able to make a construct response.
Right. Smart play by Eugene. Has definitely played this. Maybe not this. Not this matchup, so to speak, but
Now we all know it has 2.
yeah. Okay, so James is saying I'm gonna start loaming some stuff.
Gotcha. Get the flagstones back. Start overpowering him.
Okay, so he can activate the Reclaimer. Should he choose to sacrifice the flagstone again, get a plains? I'm pretty sure.
Reading that Battlecry Goblin.
Unless James's list has changed, he does run some of the Surveil lands. So
Yeah, I saw the hedge mace he had pulled out.
yeah, definitely something you start using that flagstone to start kind of getting some value out of.
Can't remember the green-white one's name. I'm not sure. Something Portico.
I don't even know the names of the ones that I'm playing at the moment.
Oh, they're very useful. I know I'm using Thundering Falls at the moment. It's been very
I do
nice.
enjoy them. I think people were hesitant initially because Tapland is just
I didn't like it. I said nope.
no, but I have only seen. There's never been a situation where I'm like, I only have this Tapland to play. You can brainstorm it away. You fetch it on end step. You fetch it in response to things.
It's so good to have.
Okay.
Anytime I have to go for something that's
Okay.
I'm not gonna use the mana right away.
Eugene
Wish I had it.
is getting in here.
There it is. Sticker.
Okay,
So I'm getting 4 mana.
right. Okay, we have a sword.
Sword in response, so I guess no mana.
Yeah.
Eugene bumped the table. Oh, no, we go.
Okay, we're back.
It probably wasn't him. Easy scapegoat.
Oh, I just realized I did not restart the timer when they started playing.
Oh.
Can you?
There is some amount of time left.
Yeah, go run and see what it is, and I will.
Can you adjust it?
Yeah. Okay. We'll just put this at 39 for now. There we go. Okay. Okay, so we have a construct in play now from James, and it is growing. It is a 3/3 once he
So you
Finish
put that big
shuffling
die
through
on there, and then
things.
he didn't even use it properly. Come on. Did he sack the Saga with Reclaimer? No, he didn't, right? He just let it go away on its own. I always love to see that player. with
I
the-
was
the ability on
resetting
the stack.
time,
Oh,
so
okay. Get the max value out of it.
yeah.
Does trigger will still resolve.
I don't see any other lands at the moment though, so I don't think he did.
Oh,
Okay.
Reclaimer's untapped.
Exploration plus the last two cards, which are both lands. Okay, so now James has an active Reclaimer. At any point, he can attempt to get his 20/20, but Eugene does still have that Wasteland.
Ringleader.
Yep.
Good
Getting some cards.
Good hits. Good hits.
Okay.
Matron, Bombardiers, and Muxus. Probably two of the best ones right there, right?
Yeah. Does he have time to be able to get some Muxus, though, at the moment?
Well, he's on 5 mana, right? Or no,
4.
Not
He's on
5.
4.
I'm thinking, I have Ancient Tomb in my head still. It's a Wasteland.
Yeah, I'm thinking like he can tick up to 5
On
and
the
then tick up to
vial.
6. At that point, we probably have at least one attempt by James to make a 20/20, but we do still have the Wasteland. I'm really interested to see how both players navigate this. I mean, James trying to not get overwhelmed by this army. He can make the 20/20 in response to an attack.
Yeah. Eugene just waiting, picking his moment. Trying to do a one shot.
Me in these spots, I just turn them all sideways. But
Every,
that's just
every
me.
turn, right?
So, yeah. Okay. Is that a
Bombardier coming in. There we
Yeah.
go. Activation. So they all get buffed, and he gets a goblin tapped and attacking.
Everybody's coming in, the whole team.
Yep.
All right. Well, James is
Oh, two battle
forced
cries,
to make some decisions now. Life total, not super threatened by this attack, but he definitely can't take more than one of these.
So he's looking at. So they all got buff +1/+0. Looking at 4. That's. I don't think it's lethal technically, but
That's definitely not lethal, but I mean, James can't just say, "Yeah, I'll take it all."
it is close though.
He's gotta
I think
assume some
like
blocks
16 or
here.
so.
Okay, so definitely not letting Lackey get through, because Lackey gets through, we put Mux into play, and then
Yeah.
that just creates a whole challenge for James. Okay, sacking Lackey deal damage to the Reclaimer.
With the Bombardier, right?
Yeah. And it's, I believe it's X+2, so the Reclaimer would die.
Yeah. X+2. Card's crazy.
Okay, so James is trying to figure out the way to get through this without losing a Reclaimer, because if he loses the Reclaimer, then he loses his ability to make the 2020. So he's going through
Sack the Flagstones, get the
Right.
the step.
probably, and then we'll see what else he
Okay, he
gets.
needs that Reclaimer to combo, right? Okay, there's the planes. And then
Because that's a Tundra, I believe.
looks like it. Yep, and there's a
Okay.
step.
Okay,
Or steep. I don't know what it is.
looks like he's choosing to do that versus 2020. He has no cards in hand. Okay,
So he's getting
so we're going to damage now. James goes down to 11. Eugene's still with that Wasteland, but the Reclaimer's not dead because more lands got put into the graveyard, so it lived. Okay, now James wants to loam, recur some of his value here. Okay, I think we see a Tabernacle? Or is that a Caracas? It's one of the older arts, though.
yeah. Tabernacle would do a number on the goblins.
All right, what do you get back here?
Saga?
I mean, definitely, I guess the Saga and I don't know.
Lush Portico. Lush Portico is the green white one.
No, okay.
Just came to me. I think it's the one on the bottom there in the grave.
I think you're right. Notably, James getting close-ish to just removing counters one at a time with the amount of mana he can create. Definitely not going to be fast enough, but I also feel like Eugene has navigated this in such a way that he's really putting pressure on James to definitely have an answer or to be a little bit more proactive with what he's doing. James still with the ability to activate the Reclaimer, do Reclaimer things. Okay, so we
So
are.
he's casting the loam. He's getting back. I think
It is a Tabernacle.
yeah, it's Tabernacle. Saga and
Okay, does have the
Blackstones.
exploration, so he can play 2 lands this turn.
Tabernacle.
Loam should be in the graveyard,
Loam should.
right?
Unless he's planning to draw somehow, but I don't know.
No.
Eh,
If that ends up,
probably just yeah, I mean
yeah. Can you go go check on that?
yeah.
I'm pretty sure Loam should be in the graveyard at the moment. I don't know why, if he's just representing that it's something he wants to keep recasting or not. All right, so James is passing, still trying to figure out how to navigate this overwhelming board state with the ability to kind of make a 2020 and win. You know, goblins don't generally fly, but still has to not take damage. So trying to figure out the way to navigate this. Okay, so we got a port. And Eugene is happy to turn everything sideways. Gets another token out of the interaction. Again, just putting the pressure on James here.
I seemed to not be aware it was still in his hand.
Okay, so Eugene is saying, I will sack this to shoot damage to you in response to the block by the construct.
That Bombardier is just a crazy card.
All right, so we are
Oof.
down to 2. Can Bombardiers only sack 1 creature a turn?
You can only boast once per turn here.
Okay. That would be...
Yeah, unless you have the Birgi, God of Storytelling, has the text that everybody forgets that says you're going to boast twice.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Nobody, I mean, it's not usable really, but
All right, so James is recognizing this is a window. Okay, so maybe not a window, but he is Again, after damage, realizing he wants to do some reclaimer things.
Mm-hmm.
Um, Interestingly enough, the Tabernacle in play, yet Eugene able to just pay the cost. Token getting triggered afterwards, so it doesn't have to pay for that because it comes into play tapped and attacking.
Right. Does the Bombardier, it can sack itself, or can it only sack other things? Oh, he's got the vial down, so he has something to sack no matter what.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I think it has to be something else, right? Can't just throw itself at him.
I believe so.
Okay. Yeah, that card. I had an opponent main phase 2, evoke a Fury, and then fling the Fury at me before the evoke resolves. 7 damage, and they get to do 4 to my creatures.
Already had attacks, right?
Yeah, it's main phase 2.
Yeah,
I
wow.
was like, oh, okay, yeah, I lose. Good job.
Also, interestingly enough, can do it in response to block. So
Mm-hmm.
if Eugene gets to untap here, the likelihood that he can deal 2 damage is pretty high.
You can even do it before blockers, after declare, so that they don't have a chance
Yeah.
to block your guy. Because the Bombardier has Menace too, which is just added text it doesn't need.
Curious what maybe James is trying to think. He already got one Thespian stage. There we go.
Got a little.
I was wondering if he's looking through to see what else he could get.
I don't know. I can't think of anything that answers it cleanly.
He also possibly could just be looking through the deck to see what else is in the deck, right?
Right.
So what else in the deck? What could I draw? What are my outs type of thing,
Just dredging for the loam.
right?
Oof. Ditches of swords that was on top.
Helpful, but
Wouldn't, you know.
right. Can make a token. The token doesn't matter.
He's
Can
gotta
make a
answer it before
2020.
attacks.
2020 can't even attack this turn.
Nope.
Yeah, so I think James is realizing we're going to game
Scooping it
2. Okay. Yeah, interesting. I mean, Eugene was able to get a lot of pressure in there. I think James did a good job of establishing his board state, but then just
Yeah.
couldn't ever find that window that he needed to make that 2020 to then try and get the damage through.
They would have been too exposed to make it any other time.
All right, so Lands player brings in what?
Hydroblast.
Hydroblast is good. We did see the Tundras, and I'm pretty sure I saw at least one Uro, so definitely experimenting with some other things that, I don't know, I don't want to say stock lens list because I don't know if there is one, but other lens lists might not have.
Right.
I don't generally see blue in a lens deck, I guess. Maybe that's just me.
No, I don't think I have before.
Okay, now if you're Eugene, what do you bring in to deal with? Is it a removal? Do you bring in things like
Surgical?
Surgical is a good card, right?
They play out of the grave a lot.
Is Fury something that goblins play to just deal with reclaimers to keep them from doing reclaimer things?
I don't know if you bring that in here. See, you should have already the munitions expert, right? That should be a good
You're right.
answer to it and make turn for it.
I think the goblins player just needs to get goblins in play and
Yeah.
do what he did, turn them sideways, force the lens player to be uncomfortable with the board state, or maybe just, in a situation where they're not able to commit to their line. But on the flip side, if Eugene isn't able to apply that pressure and James can take some time to set up what he's trying to do, or if James just gets early Urza Sagas and is able to make more tokens, and that becomes problematic for Eugene. So be interesting to see how this game goes.
Yeah. Do you think Eugene plays something like a Blood Moon effect? This is so red, right? Or
Ooh.
since he can play around it with a vial, right? He doesn't need the black mana. That'd be a good answer. I think he'd more because he has chalices in the main. I'm assuming so something more to take out against the lands player. They don't have a lot of spells you're trying to chalice, right? They just play land.
Yeah, I'm
and still
trying
do
to
their thing.
think. So he did have a chalice. No, he didn't have chalice. He had vial.
Vial, yeah.
If Eugene plays chalice, it cuts off crop rotation. It cuts off swords of
okay.
plowshare.
Yeah, no, that's pretty good still.
So it cuts off some things. If he wants to do it on 2, doing on 2 I think would be a blowout because it cuts off life from the loam, and I think
Right.
that would be the biggest thing. Also on 1, it would cut off a reclaimer.
Yeah, you cut yourself off of your own stuff there too, but
Not if you play a Vial first.
right, that's very true. Very true.
It's all about sequencing. Okay, so Eugene getting the same sticker.
Yeah, I'm always confused about how that works. Do you use the same stickers each game, or you get a new?
No. You have to reshuffle and redraw each game.
Okay.
Which reminds me, we are moving on to game 2. I should.
Yes. Yeah, those stickers are interesting. I got a sticker goblin myself to use in our deck, but I haven't really picked up the stickers for it. I don't know which ones to use. I don't know how you're supposed to use them yet. I gotta Google it. I don't know.
I try to play the straightforward, simple decks. The
Right.
turn 'em sideways, get them dead decks.
Yeah.
Anytime I have combos that require more than 3 cards, I don't have the mental stability to play through those.
Oh, more than a 3-card combo. Is it even gonna work? A lot of moving pieces.
All right, so Eugene, our Goblins player, is going to 6, keeping it. I think we have a
Reclaimer, good start.
yeah. I mean, is it not the best turn 1 start for a Lands player? Maybe Exploration would be better.
Yeah, okay. Exploration and Reclaimer.
Okay. Reclaimer able to do Reclaimer things, so we'll see what follow. Okay, so this, I think, is the start the Lands player wants, not the start that the Goblins player wants. I mean, you're just
No vial.
letting him set things up. He could Reclaimer to get whatever land that he wants. He gets a Plains plus land, so now he's up a land.
Yeah. Flagstone's doing work. Gets the Lush Portico.
And see whatever land he gets. Okay,
So now you can surveil as well.
right?
Pretty good.
Surveil, if he has a
Oh, that's what he.
loam, it would be good to surveil lands. If he doesn't have a loam, then we'll kind of see where this goes.
So you could surveil a loam into the grave, you know?
Yeah. Oh, that would be a good one. Okay. Ooh.
Before draw. Very nice.
We see a Wasteland, a Hydroblast, of Swords. I think a Crop Rotation.
He's leaving it, whatever.
What does he draw? Okay, Crop Rotation, I believe, or is that Exploration?
Looks like exploration, I think.
Okay.
Yeah. Either one, I think you want
Okay.
to draw, not ditch.
3 mana. Yep.
Uro.
Okay, there's Earl we saw game 1 that unfortunately didn't get cast.
Oh, he's gaining a lot of life here. So
Okay.
Arrow's doing work.
Uh,
So the
Lands
Wasteland?
player with an Earl playing a land. Yep, with the Exploration playing another land, or is this Crop Rotation? I'm not sure what he's doing. Maybe just holding up Activation of Reclaimer as well.
Hard to say. Cleaning his sleeves real quick.
I mean, do you just... maybe that...
Is it a second Reclaimer?
Yeah, I gotta tell what that is.
Yeah,
Okay.
Wasteland's land for turn, so no extra lands.
All right, so Eugene probably just getting another mountain. I don't think he wants to lose a land to the Wasteland. Wasteland probably there to protect against another Wasteland that Eugene might play to protect James's own combo.
Wasteland begets Wasteland.
Okay. What do we see Eugene playing here? Oh, I think it's a
You
Wasteland.
just drew a Wasteland.
Also has a Cavern. Maybe
Cavern.
try to bait the Wasteland to Wasteland
Oh, it's
something.
Cavern for Hydroblast then, right?
Yeah. Hydroblast, you just let it resolve though and then try to get it afterwards.
Yeah, I know.
Oh, a sword. Okay. We gained some life there though.
Yeah, there's one downside about this sticker. It's not a mana ability.
Yeah.
It's a triggered ability that has a mana ability attached to it.
We kind of see the reverse from game 1 here. The lands player doing lands things, getting lands into play. They're being able to kind of force the action.
Exploration.
Yeah, where the Goblins player is trying to find the window to where they can or can't resolve things based off of permission.
Was Eugene on the play game 1? I don't remember.
No, I don't think so.
Okay. He was just able to... Oh, he had the vial. I
Yeah.
think the vial really did it for him.
Okay.
And Matron.
Yep, I mean, it's going to resolve. And then does it live is the question.
Oh, see, that's a relevant thing with the countering then.
Yeah.
The Matron ETB, I guess. Does not matter if it...
I guess
It's killed now.
the real question is, okay, Sticker Goblin. Yeah.
What does he have in his hand? Does he have a Muxus that he's trying to get up mana for? Or sure.
I can't. I didn't see anything outside of the land. So
Wasteland? Yeah.
interestingly, does this? Okay, we got rid of Caracas. I guess not too many legendary goblins, so Caracas probably not a card you care too much about.
No, the only one is like a Muxus, and you don't want to give them back that in hand.
Okay, so I think Eugene is just passing. James is doing his reclaimer thing on end step, and then gonna untap and decide where he wants us to go. Is that another exploration? Sure is.
Yep.
Yep. Don't need a second one because they don't stack. Wait, do they stack? I don't think so, right?
I don't know.
Let's pull it up real
Read the
fast.
text on it.
Regardless, probably not needed a redundant one in that situation.
You don't even have the lands in hand to play then.
Yeah, James doesn't have a way to kind of abuse his graveyard yet.
Exploration. You may play an additional land on each of your turns. So I
No,
imagine
he
it
would
would.
stack. Yeah,
Yeah.
okay. Just realizing that he wants the artifact here for Urza Saga probably more than he wants the enchantment.
Oh, he didn't. He discarded the Mazabith, right? Because for the Mox, he has to discard a land with it.
Oh, you're right.
Yeah. It does kind of look like an exploration, actually.
Okay, that makes sense. I thought it was exploration, but it was not.
Well, Mazabith is pretty valuable, I think, but I'm not too sure.
I'm also not sure what the last card is in James's hand.
You stop a Bombardier from attacking, then you won't be able to use his boast ability, right?
That's true. Okay, so Eugene's gonna get 4.
4 mana. Pretty good.
Yeah, get another matron.
One floating. Yep, see? James has 1 mana.
Okay, yeah.
Play the
Yeah.
Skirk with the 1 mana.
Okay, interesting. So now Eugene kind of pivoting back to have a little bit of control in terms of board state, but the Reclaimers make this a really interesting matchup because James can kind of, at instant speed, kind of get lands and I don't know.
What does Skirk do for Eugene in this spot?
Just more mana.
4 wasn't enough? I guess he needs 6, right?
I mean, if he wants to get to a Muxus, right? Okay, so we see the Sturdy Steps being sacrificed, getting the Tundra, and then also with Reclaimer getting the Thespian Stage, which leads me to believe that we're going to see a Dark Depths coming up here soon.
With Eugene's still sitting on an untapped Wasteland. Gotta get that out of the way first.
So how does the double Reclaimer change this equation? Because I know there's a
True, there's
window
2
with
Reclaimers
one,
now.
but with 2 Reclaimers,
Kind of insulated.
I mean, I don't think he has mana to activate both, get things, and make a 2020
Right, it's a little
yet.
Yeah, he keeps doing the Flagstone's little trick there. He's gonna end up quite a few lands.
Okay, so we're going to
Escape Arrow?
maybe.
That's 4 mana.
Still has a Hydroblast in hand, right?
Yeah, he does.
Okay.
Probably doesn't want to tap out of blue. What's the other Mox open to? Yeah, looks like 4. 4's a lot. One for his grave.
So are there any lands he needs to leave there is the real question.
Exiling the Flagstones and Maze.
Okay. So,
Leaving the Krakus?
yeah.
Okay. I mean,
Okay, so he's got a Swords and a Hydroblast. I couldn't see the third card he just picked up.
oh, because you want to Krakus your own Uro, right? I mean, I don't know. I don't play the deck at all.
I honestly don't know why that over Maze of Ith, but I mean...
Right? The Mazeth would be the choice if it was me, but again, I don't know the deck.
Okay, so we're seeing what I thought, making all the mana for a Muxus.
Yeah, okay.
Wow!
Oh,
Okay.
Nice.
Okay, so newish card here.
Yeah.
Stifles ETBs.
Yeah. Pretty good.
Yeah, real good.
I wouldn't have expected that. Stifle coming back in form of creature. Eugene just saying, wow, well, okay.
Alright, that is something thralled.
Gatekeeper or doorkeeper or something thrall. Yeah.
Doorkeeper. Yeah.
Doorkeeper, yeah. Artifacts and creatures.
So only on the enter,
Yeah.
oddly enough. So I believe Muxus has a. Does it have a trigger on attack?
I thought Muxus was just ETB. Oop, probably need an M in there.
Okay.
Oh, it's attack triggers that it gets buffed up for each other goblin.
Okay.
Yeah. So it does have an attack trigger, but not the attack trigger.
So Eugene now trying to, I guess, repivot, but having to deal with an active Uro. Not knowing that James has a swords and a hydroblast also important here.
Bombardier.
Okay. Can't counter it, but can kill it if he wants to.
Yep.
The Muxus attacking here would get +2, make it a 6/6. Okay. I'm curious. I guess getting the life off of that is better than sacrificing for red mana for Eugene. He could have sacked it, gotten red. I don't know what that would have done for him.
Yeah, he's facing down a 6/6 every turn.
Yeah, and also James is starting to. Yeah, we see he is getting to that Dark Depths combo.
Yeah.
Again, very interesting here. So Eugene has a window to do
Not the
things,
wasteland.
and Eugene is actually saying, "No, we'll just go to game 3."
Yeah.
Okay.
Well,
So kind of the exact opposite of game 1, where the Goblins player was putting the pressure on. The Lands player had to kind of pivot and find the right window. Where in this game, the Lands player put the pressure on, and our Goblins player had to kind of find a window to do things. Hard to kind of fight through all of those lands, though.
yeah, it's impressive showing on that side. The doorkeeper thrall just clutch saving the game.
It's actually the first time I've seen one of those cast in Legacy, but it's been a sideboard card for sure for at least, not since it was printed, but probably at least the last month.
The one from Murders of Karlov?
Yes.
Okay,
Yeah.
yeah. Yeah, it's an interesting one. Isn't there already one that has a similar effect, but it's only for creatures, I think? It's like a hippogriff or something? I don't know.
One of the most random creature types, a hippogriff.
Yeah, yeah.
Probably.
I
I would
think
not doubt it.
I think it didn't have the artifact text on it, though, so I think that made a difference.
Yeah.
Or, I think, I remember, Hushwing Griff. It is a hippogriff. Yeah, just creatures. So that's flash 2/1.
Also costs 3 instead of 2.
Right.
So an upgrade, maybe.
Well, is Doorkeeper 2 or 3? I thought it was also 3.
No, I think it's 2.
I will check on that one. It is 2.
Yeah.
Wow. Yeah, huge upgrade.
So it's 2 for a 1/2 versus 3 for a 2/1.
Right. And so it still flies.
Yeah.
But,
Definitely an upgrade in my opinion.
Yeah, hits artifacts and creatures, less mana, just strictly better.
All right. We see Lands player doing Lands things. Eugene putting a mountain in play. Our Lands player putting 2 lands into play. Yeah.
Animox.
Okay. Okay.
That's good.
This is a good card for Eugene here. Able to interact with the Lands player's graveyard
Mm-hmm.
to exile some things, keeping them from loaming, keeping them from recurring lands.
That's kind of how James ran away with the game last time.
Yeah,
so.
but we see the other side of the deck here. I think that James is going to start to put a lot of pressure on with these
Sagas,
tokens.
Yeah. We got another one in hand, too.
Yeah.
It's going to get a little crazy in a second. He's going to have a 2/2, and then 2 3/3s, and 3 4/4s.
Yeah, it's so hard to play against these decks because you have to. I mean, they can attack you on so many different angles, depending on which form of the deck they draw.
Right. Sideboard against one half of it, and they draw the other half.
Right.
Okay.
All right.
Eat the maze.
Yep.
1.
Oh, Vial. Definitely a thing that Eugene can use to kind of get back into this. See the Wasteland. All
Wasteland's
right.
good. You hit the search off of that at least. But not in time to stop it from making a token.
Interesting to see what Eugene wants to do with the Wasteland because
Yeah. Do you hit the one with 2 counters or the one with 1 counter? Do you give him one more turn of making tokens, or do you stop him from searching?
I feel like the 1 mana, specifically because
Less turns making tokens?
yeah, he's gonna get 1 token. He can make a second one in the upkeep.
Right.
If you leave the other one, well, okay, so it's the same amount regardless of what he hits. So I probably the 1, I think though.
Yeah, well, he hits the 1, then he'll get 1 this turn, 1 next turn, and then potentially on the following turn, the 3rd one.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's not sure what they have to search for.
Okay. Eugene is saying you can
Yeah.
have your tokens. All right, and we see the construct coming down. It is currently a 2/2 with the possibility of becoming much bigger. We'll see what our player wants to do here. I believe he has to tap 1 more mana for
Yeah,
that, right?
Should be.
Um,
He's sacking to the ability with it on the stack. With the search trigger on the stack, you use the Clamor to sack the Saga away.
he needs to tap green for that. Oh, no, he doesn't. Oh, you're right. Okay. Okay. I thought it was a green, but it's just 2 and tap.
Yeah, that's I always think that ability's cool because the ability still resolves even if you sack it with it on the stack.
He still has to tap another mana, though.
To make another token. Yeah, so Eugene's calling him now.
Yeah. Let's make sure this is correct here. Okay. So,
Yeah.
oh, maybe he tapped the green as well.
Yeah, I don't think you should have tapped the Saga to make the to Elvish Reclaimer activated. Because that way he still have an untapped Saga to make a token, but now he doesn't.
Right. Okay. So he tapped the 2.
He's had the
To
two
activate
Sagas.
Reclaimer.
Yeah. So he
He-
cut himself
yeah.
off from a token.
Yeah. Okay. Well,
Colored mana could be important, I guess.
I mean, this is. Eugene could then take some advantage of this and Wasteland the Saga.
Mm-hmm. You can only ever have 1 token.
Okay, so we've gotten the step. What else is our lands player wanting to get?
Maybe after... Oh, it gets the Expedition map.
Off of.
The Saga search.
Oh, right. Okay.
Yeah, we're still resolving that apparently. Yeah.
Totally. Yeah. Okay. Because Saga, he can use to go and get something else this turn. Or, end step. Whatever he feels he needs to get.
Right.
Okay.
Yeah, but shutting yourself off from the another token kind of hurts.
Okay. Realizing that he needs to get another land.
Yeah.
Are we on the Saga route here?
I would think so. We can fight through the Wasteland out. Kill 1, I have 2.
Yeah,
Oh, he
actually,
gets the stage.
I was thinking that does make sense. A Wasteland to take out the Wasteland to save your Saga.
That's even better.
Maybe, I don't know.
Maybe.
He can't activate. Okay, but he is setting himself up, right?
Right.
Because he can activate Reclaimer at some point to then get a
He's passing turn.
to get a Dark Depths. And the
Rashad.
token is a 2/2. Yeah, just a 2/2 at the
Yeah,
moment.
because of Mox.
Okay. Oh,
Ooh. Yeah, he
Yeah.
made their claimer smaller, but with the hearse. That hearse is quite a card. Hearses are they're $1 right now.
They're
heavily played and they're $1. I was like, okay, sure.
wow.
Yeah, they're up
How they
at
have
like
fallen.
$5 or $6, maybe up to 10 at one point, and they're $1.
Oh, they were definitely.
Are they higher than that?
Yeah.
Oh wow. I know I picked mine up for like 5, I think. And I thought that was a lot. But it's been seeing a lot of play.
Okay, so we got an attack in. James not willing to give up the construct. I don't blame him because it's going to get bigger. It's going to be at least a 3/3. We
Force of
are.
Vigor.
Ooh.
Hitting both. That's pretty good.
Yeah. James has only one card left here, so curious.
Oh, in response, going to eat the
Yeah.
elf.
There should only be one card in the graveyard for James.
Just the Vigor, right?
Yes, I don't. The card underneath it does not look like it's exiled, but I don't know what it is.
He exiled a...
Whatever the green card is.
Can't tell. Check if he moves the graveyard around again.
Okay. We're I'm confused. What happened?
What did he copy there? Okay, Saga. He's floating 1 mana.
Okay.
Oh no, he did make an activation for the token.
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
Okay. And then he's getting a search. Okay, cool. Wait, Claimer's not there anymore. But yeah, okay. He's just making a token. Little Mew.
I mean, they're not little. They're gonna be 4/4s.
It's pretty big.
Now I'm confused.
Now I am. It's not legendary. Okay. Why did he? He got a Mox Diamond and put it in the grave?
Yeah.
Okay. It's not legendary, right?
I don't think so. All right. Well, I mean, Eugene doesn't seem to have a problem with what happened, so I'm a little confused. But the players are moving on.
Yeah. Eugene's pretty on top of things like that, I would think. So find out after. But it doesn't look like we got much more time left in the round as it is.
Right.
Coming to a close here. One of them's got to pull the trigger.
Okay. So both players having to pay for Tabernacle here.
Right. Swinging in.
Yes. Okay, we are wastelanding the Tabernacle.
Okay.
Okay. So now we
Call.
get some use of that mana plus some attacks here.
3 mana matron. Oh, Bombardier.
Bombardier. Yeah.
Okay. Oh, he's gonna blue blast.
Hydroblast. Okay. So we're not attacking then.
Okay.
Keep the blockers back. Maybe double block one of these
Doesn't wanna
tokens.
lose. Is he going to? Sure.
Okay.
Down to 5.
Okay. Let's see what Eugene can do.
Bombardier would have been great there, but
Right. Could have taken out one of the tokens.
exactly. Ooh, Lackey. He can. No, he can't. He doesn't have red mana to activate the battle card to give him haste. Right?
Yeah, he
Because
could
Cavern only gives mana to,
to
cast,
cast.
right? Not
Yeah,
for
to
abilities.
cast.
Unfortunate. Except be +1/+0, so that'd be not lethal, but depending on what you can put in play, it'd be a decent play.
Okay.
That's
So
what passing looks like.
yeah, Lance player surveil decided that card was good enough. It is another Doorkeeper Thrall. Players are definitely trying to speed up the play a little bit here.
Yeah. Feel the pressure. Swinging in. Has to block. Jumps one.
I see
Goes
what
to
was
two.
happening.
And then Eugene connects. Doorkeeper Throw.
It's a
It's
blocker.
a block.
Yeah.
So you have removal, and what is that? Oh, so it did connect,
Yeah. He did not
but
block.
he just he didn't block, but he's just
Yeah.
stopping the ETB. Has the door? Yeah. Matron does not work.
Oh, you're right.
Yep. So Matron's just in play.
Okay, looks like our players are going to turn here. So we are on turn 1. Lance player just saying, okay, we'll attack. And Eugene's saying, yep, I will double block. Go to 1. What can we do here? I don't know what our Lance player has. An Uro. That's not
Double.
bad.
Double block. I thought he'd already attacked. I don't know.
Oh. Yeah, no, we're saying the ETB here. Uro does an ETB
Bro, yeah.
because of Doorkeeper Thrall.
It's both sides.
Yep.
Down to 1.
Uh,
Doorkeeper Throw flies.
yes, it
Relevant.
does.
Relevant. Also, the 1 power come into play too. Once it come to 1 instead of to 0.
No, Doorkeeper Thrall shutting down the ETB effects
Yeah,
of all of the
that-
goblins being a
so
little too
good.
much. Yeah, Lance player able to take it there.
Wow. Doorkeeper Throw. 2 games in a row.
All right, that is turns. Don't turn away. Round 4 will be again our
He does have a Magus.
will be our throwback legacy. We have Turbo Depths against Shardless Sultai. So make sure to tune back in for that, and we'll see you back here for round 4.
Hello, everyone, and welcome back to our final round of Tuesday Night Legacy. We are doing a new thing here, Legacy Flashback. In the booth, you may notice different voices. This is Eugene of Tuesday Night Legacy fame, and on my right, I have Jonathan with me.
Hi, everyone. Yeah, so we're going back to 2014-2015 Legacy here.
That is what we're doing.
Although, no, more like 2014, right? Because nobody is playing Treasure Cruise or Dig Through Time.
That
here.
is absolutely true. So we do have the play or the deck list here. On the left, we have Jack playing Shardless Bug, menace of the format. I don't know how many of you were playing back in 2014, but this deck is basically just a value powerhouse.
The idea being that you would play Shardless Agent as a value card. You might cascade into a Tarmogoyf or a Deathrite Shaman, which is quite good. But unlike, just getting 2 4/4s, what if we just drew 3 cards off of Shardless Agent?
Ancestral Recall, pretty good.
Yeah. So this is playing Ancestral Visions, which very often also a turn 1 suspend from this deck. So we'll see.
Also, hitting him to Turak off of Shardless is disgusting.
Disgusting, yes, that's exactly the word I was going to use.
3 mana for a 2/2 that also makes you discard 2 randomly. Very good. And the advantage that the deck generates is just insane.
Yeah. It's also worth pointing out that these are deck lists from an era in Legacy where people hadn't realized that they should just be putting 4 Ponders into every blue deck.
Oh, fair enough.
So we're mainly seeing the 4 Brainstorms and then the single Ponder
The one Ponder.
In case you wanted another cantrip in your deck.
Oh, here we go. Turn 1 Deathrite Shaman from Jack over here. Let's talk about the aggro loam list that John is running. So basically this deck, it is kind of similar to what you would see right now. The removal is different, but I think a lot of this deck generates its advantage from trying to discard either like Life from the Loam or Punishing Fire. And then being able to get those cards back.
Yeah. You turbo out your things like Chalice of the Void or Life from the Loam with your Mox Diamonds, and then you can get both of those engines started with Punishing Fire and Loam.
Yep. And it looks like John is going huge. Oh, I thought he was going to do the Abrupt Decay on the Deathrite Shaman. Clear the board.
So we see Deathrite Shaman banned in the format and Dark Confidant soft banned in the format.
But soft banned for a different reason.
When was the last time you saw someone play a Bob?
Not pretty long time. When was Bowmasters printed?
Last year.
That's about then. So yeah, Dark Confidant just kind of not being able to do as much with this game. I think we're going to be sitting back and kind of waiting around for a long time for the game to get wrapped up. So Dark Confidant really shines in a format that you're not just super pressured right away.
Mm-hmm.
That being one of the 4 sets, right? Yeah, there's a play set of Dark Confidant in John's deck here.
Yeah, for Bob, for Knight of the Reliquary being mainly how this Loam deck is going to win.
Oh, man, I forgot Deathrite Shaman is also Graveyard Hate for the other side.
Yes. It not only blocks Goblin Lackey against you, it also, is just main deckable hate in a graveyard meta.
It's incredible.
Which, mind you, wasn't a big thing back then, but it was super relevant in quite a few matchups.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, we're seeing here Baby Jace coming into play.
Technically, was it? We said this is 2014 era Legacy. Somehow a card from 2015 snuck
Magic
its way
Origins.
in here.
So I think what the deal was is this is the final iteration that Jack had before he kind of retired it.
Yeah. And I believe also Jace might have been either around the same time or right after the Dig Through Time ban.
Right,
so,
yeah. Okay, we're seeing a Wasteland for...
And a Decay on the Jace.
Oh, yeah. So we are keeping Jack's board absolutely clear.
0 lands on... sorry, we have a tropical island now.
But the crazy thing, John has Wastelanded twice here, and Jack hasn't missed a beat.
Yeah.
I mean, he's still playing threat after meaningful play. And here's a Tarmogoyf.
The Tarmogoyf looks to be a 3/4.
Yep. So seeing Sylvan Library, I mean... hurts a little bit, but I'd like to draw it.
Yeah. No, the thing that was really, I think the most, is he going to tap his mana?
Tap your lands, John. I don't think he has any meaningful plays in his hands. Yeah, he's got 2 lands.
The thing that is kind of, maybe not shocking, but is kind of a bit, that you don't immediately realize in terms of how Deathrite Shaman affects the game, is that Wasteland starts to not become that great against you because you just end up fueling the mana ability on that more.
Absolutely. I mean, as we just saw here, an Abrupt Decay taking out that Sylvan Library, actually growing the Tarmogoyf due to enchantment, also adding to the grave.
Potentially also adding to the size of this Tarmogoyf, Liliana of the Veil.
It's the one of, right?
The one of,
Or
yes.
he's got 3.
Yeah,
in his deck.
right. We have one on Jack's side.
One on Jack's side.
Speaking of which, when's the last time you saw Liliana
Yeah,
of the
these
Veil?
are just cards you don't see anymore because they're just too slow.
Yeah, but this really takes me back.
Yeah, absolutely. This was just about, I think the banning of Deathrite Shaman is when I joined the Legacy scene because I couldn't play Goblins before that.
I see. I was I was playing Legacy back in 2014, 2015. I was very sad to see Deathrite Shaman go, as
Oh.
I was a combo elves player.
Ah,
To be fair, I don't think I would have been very happy about the Bowmaster printing last year.
no, absolutely not.
So we're seeing,
I think he's going to go for the Liliana here.
yeah.
Ooh, he's thinking about it.
If you're Jack, what are you sacrificing if you get edicted by Liliana?
I mean, the Deathrite Shaman was such a value there, so I think it makes more sense that you probably would have sacked the Tarmogoyf, right?
I mean, it looks like he potentially has multiple Shardless agents in hand, so there is an argument to be made for just keeping your mana around,
Yeah.
especially against the Life from the Loam deck. Also, Bob has now drawn 3-4 cards this game already.
Yeah, it's solid value from the Bob.
Yeah.
Here.
This is why it used to be considered one of the best 2-drops in the game.
Yep. I mean, it made sense. Run low CMC stuff, get value.
Yeah.
Greatness at any cost.
Or you hit Force of Will off of it.
See, well...
or in the best case back in the Bug Delver era, Tombstalker.
That seems tough. Oh, here we go. Delver beats. So I think this game has taken a pretty aggressive turn in John's favor.
Yes.
Um,
We look to be stable here with both a Planeswalker and a source of card advantage in play.
yes.
If I am in John's seat here, the thing I might actually be thinking about is finding a way to kill my own Bob.
Yes, being down at 6, it's starting to get scary. Let's see. I mean, I think Liliana and Knight of the Reliquary the scariest hits. Everything else.
Well, it looks like we drew the cards in the correct order here.
Oh, there you go.
We hit the land and then drew the
And then-
Knight of the Reliquary for turn. But
Very
yeah,
good.
potentially if Jack sticks another Deathrite Shaman, those drains add up really quickly as well.
Oh, absolutely.
and we have a fully juiced graveyard here.
Yes. I am thinking more than likely Jack just wants to see that land because a single land is going to completely swing the game, right?
Yeah. Now this is a card that we still know these days in Chalice
of the Void.
In Chalice of the Void. However,
I think I would have played this on 2.
I think shutting off the Punishing Fires on John's side might
Oh,
not be
that's
a good
true.
reason for that. However, I don't think if you weren't playing Legacy back in 2014, I think it's worth pointing out how oppressive Chalice on 1 actually was if it resolved.
Sure.
Unlike
here's the Shardless.
ooh, spin the wheel,
Oh, him to Turok.
hits a Green Sun Zenith.
And the... Oh, no. Was the Punishing Fire... Is that another Punishing Fire? No, it's the... Yeah, he only had the one.
Yeah.
Well, this is good, but the problem is... That's a lot of creatures.
Yeah. How big is the Knight right now? Is it just a 3/3? Oh, now it's a 4/4 given that the Dryad Arbor died. Okay, so no whammies.
Abrupt Decay, very
Is
good.
decent. And now if I'm in John's seat, speaking of just trying to kill your Dark Confidant,
You decay.
I would probably be getting a Grove of the Burn Willows off of Knight of the Reliquary.
Oh, you get the
to-
Grove,
to-
you can Punishing Fire.
Yeah, and that, other than the 4 Tarmogoyfs that are in Jack's deck, basically kills all of his creatures.
That's fair.
How many Baleful Strix are we on in that list? 2.
Yeah, 2.
I remember a time when this deck just played 4 of those.
Yeah.
Because that was just also one of the best things you could do on turn 2.
So Abrupt Decay, pick up the Tarmogoyf. That makes sense. I mean, Abrupt Decay feels like it was probably the best removal spell in the format for a while.
Yeah. Definitely alongside Deathrite Shaman, one of the two most impactful cards in Return to Ravnica for this format.
I mean, it kills Chalice
Oh, absolutely.
no matter what.
Yes.
So I feel like that's really important. Oh, there's that Grove. This is exactly the play line that you said.
Well, it looks like we're still keeping our Bob around.
You know what I find interesting is John is hellbent, and he hasn't ticked up this Liliana in 2 turns. Okay. I think maybe he forgot last turn.
Possibly.
Oh, well, there you go. I guess he did it.
Yeah.
Oh, no. Jack's not going to give him that. I wouldn't either. All right, pass his turn. Okay, so now, I mean, I guess we just keep slapping down
we get to
Charlotte's
spin the
agents.
wheel again, yeah?
There you go.
Oh, no rhinos this time.
Boo, that's a bummer. One of the many cards that you didn't want to see.
So since we're playing back with 2014 rules, does Chalice checking also work the same way as it did back then?
I mean, you Chalice check nowadays.
Yeah, that's fair. Okay, so we are down to 1 life off of a Bob flip. We hit a Knight of the Reliquary.
There we
go. Now
go.
we get the Punishing Fire on the Deathrite, or on the Dark Confidant.
And Jack needs to hit with combat damage to win the game, right?
Yes.
He doesn't have any direct damage stuff. I mean, I guess he's not in the right color. So
Okay, so it looks like we're using the Mox Diamond to pay for a second Punishing Fire because we get to trigger both off of Grove here. Oh, no. It looks like we drew another Punishing Fire for turn. So, okay, we are now on an empty board. 1 life, not hugely relevant on the right side of this table.
not at all.
This is...
We're seeing some pseudo-vigilance here from the
Yes.
Knight of the Reliquary hitting for however much that was. And the Maze of Ith after combat damage resolved. Taking him out. All right. That is a bummer for Jack. Probably wanted to see those in a different order.
Yeah.
Hoping for the Ancestral.
Surprised to not see an end-step Knight activation there either.
Oh, that's true.
Especially since at this point, taking Jack off of mana, well, if you get Wasteland, both grows the Knight of the Reliquary and also just takes him off of potential draws out of this game.
That's very true.
That being
I
said,
mean, you don't need that Caracas at all.
well, you could say that if Jack draws another removal spell, we are at parity here, but one of these players has a Planeswalker, but also the glacially slow win condition that is Punishing Fire.
Yeah, absolutely. And it looks like John is going to pick that one up. I'll move this over here. There we go. All right. So we are going to be going into sideboarding. Let's take a look at some of these sideboards here. What would you bring in if you were Jack?
So I do see the 4th Hymn to Turok there, but I'm honestly not entirely certain about how good that card is in this matchup, just because, well, we are playing a Life from the Loam Punishing Fire deck on the other side of the table, so very much wanting some of your cards to be in the graveyard.
Yeah, I feel
That being said, I am seeing the 2 Nihil Spellbomb and the 2 Pithing Needles.
That's
on
where
this
it's at.
side. I believe the Seal of Primordium is also going to be quite relevant here.
How do you figure?
Well, we have Chalices, Mox Diamonds, and Sylvan Libraries.
Oh, very good point.
And I think maybe just the 3rd Baleful Strix could also be pretty good. Another fun fact about this sideboard being that Fatal Push was not printed yet, 3 copies of Disfigure.
Just -2/-2.
Kills Delver.
Kills Delver.
Kill Deathrite Shaman.
Yeah, absolutely. There we go. What was John showing us there? Just a Chalice. Oh, it looks like he's taking out Knight of the Reliquary.
That's interesting.
I want. Let's see what he's got.
Yeah, what do we have on the aggro? We have a copy of
Garruk
Garruk
Relentless.
Relentless. The first time, well, the first set that we had transform as a mechanic, and they printed it one on a Planeswalker.
Yeah. So 3 damage to target creature. That creature does deal damage to. Okay. Make a 2/2. How do you flip him? 2
When
for your counters.
yeah. So if he gets attacked, or by using his essentially the ability where Garrick fights another creature.
That makes sense.
Also, I believe I just realized this, but roughly 5 years prior to the release of War of the Spark, this might have been the first Planeswalker with a static ability on it.
Yeah, I think so. But it was only relevant to him, so it wasn't affecting the game state. So
Yes.
But you are right.
I mean, I think some definite cuts in this matchup are the one Gaddock Teague in the main. But otherwise, everything else here looks pretty solid. This is
Would you bring in Toxic Deluge?
Who is the beatdown in this matchup, or
Yeah.
are we just ramming haymakers into each other here? Is this a good old mid-range slugfest?
It kind of seems like that, right? Because I mean, all of John's stuff would be caught by the Toxic Deluge as well.
I might be interested in the 2 copies of Swords to Plowshares on
Very true.
on John's side.
Because you need something else to be able to deal with Tarmogoyf.
With something like Toxic Deluge, I could see an argument for maybe just wanting to have access to one sweeper in your deck. It was very common in mid-range mirrors, like with Jund and Modern at the time. If you were playing a Damnation in your sideboard, you would bring in one of those in a lot of the mid-range mirrors.
Sure.
Just as to have some out.
Yeah. I mean, that makes sense. Like, you need to be able to swing the board, especially with these crazy haymaker.
Does John have all the colors he needs in that hand?
Really throws it back.
Yeah.
Had the Dark Confidant, had Punishing Fire.
Yeah, but I believe we're on the draw here, and we weren't really doing much turn 1.
Yeah.
To be fair, we could play the Tranquil Thicket tapped and then attempt to resolve a Bob on turn 2, but we might just want to do better here.
Yeah.
One of the important things about this aggro loam deck at the time is that when you have the turn 1 Mox Diamond, it feels like one of the best decks in Magic ever, and when you don't have it, it is a little bit less enticing.
Sure, that makes sense. I just realized that were we playing with the London Mulligan in 15?
We were not.
Yeah, so Alex has given me a lot of guff about this, if specific rules to Legacy Flashback, and I think we're still just using the current London Mulligan.
Yeah, unless we say want to showcase something that requires an older rules interaction, like for example a Tybalt, we might want to make that one rules exception, but I think just for the sake of everyone's sanity, we should probably be playing with current rules.
Now hold
here.
on.
Oh, we are drawing
3, 4,
6.
5, 6 cards.
Oh,
They are playing the what they call it, the Vancouver Mulligan.
that was the one where you get to scry, and
Yeah.
I don't believe they did that.
Oh, they didn't do that. They just drew 6. Well, good on these players.
So I believe we called that one the Paris Mulligan.
The Paris Mulligan. Turn 1 Ancestral Vision.
Turn 1 Grove, go.
I love it.
Oh, are we chalicing on 0?
turn 1. 0. So that gives Jack a couple of turns to be able to answer this, but I guess it's just insurance, right?
Yeah. To be fair, Jack is playing discard in his deck, so we might just want to get this chalice down initially, but I would have maybe also liked to see holding that chalice and playing it just the turn before
Yeah.
it comes off suspend.
Man, did you see this whifferino of a brainstorm?
Oh,
2 lands and a brainstorm.
Well, at least we are not brainstorm locked.
Yes. Get rid of the garbage. Have the other brainstorm ready.
Fetching for another Underground Sea.
Is that Dark Confidant? Yep. Oh, dang. John doesn't have another land.
Oh.
Oh, is that a wasteland? I think he's palming a wasteland. Yeah, there it
Yes,
is.
yeah. Okay.
Okay.
So we will be able to get the Sylvan Library down next turn, but we are in desperate need of more colored sources that are not Mox Diamonds on account of the chalice in play.
Not Mox Diamond, and it would be helpful if it produced black mana.
Yes. But you would take white mana for the night here.
Yes. Sylvan Library goes a long way to fixing your draws for sure. That's a dud, a clunker if I've ever seen one. Liliana, basically a not card currently. Here's the Sylvan Library. Jack doesn't run any kind of like counter spells, right?
Only
Or
the
Force
four
of
Force
Wills?
of Will in the main deck.
So
The thing with Shardless
yeah,
Bug
we're gonna
is,
look for it.
the thing with Shardless Bug is that you didn't want to be cascading into anything like Counterspell or Daze.
That makes sense.
And this was also a time in which Force of Will in a lot of the Fair Mirrors was not a good card.
Sure.
So you would typically sideboard them out in matchups like this.
Would you bring in like a blast to? I guess you can't because it's bug. I'm just saying, is there more effective counter spells that they would bring in? Like,
No, you would essentially be playing a black-green deck with some Brainstorms and Shardless Agents.
all right. So Jack didn't find the Force of Will, but he did find the Abrupt Decay. So I am curious on what he's going to be targeting here, whether it be the library or. Okay, I think that's our answer.
I don't see a basic forest in the deck list here.
Basic Forest. He might have changed one thing.
Yeah, that's fine.
Yeah.
I mean, you have to get out from under Blood Moon somehow. right?
Yeah. Whoa, going down 8. Drawing both cards because they're duds. I mean, he found a white source, which is
Yes.
massive. So at least we can continue to play the game.
Is he contemplating going for the double wasteland here?
Trying to bring Jack down off of his sources besides green. Oh, what is that? Is that the... Okay, it's the Caracas.
Okay, we are going for the night.
You got to put something in play.
Yes. The other thing is that at the very least, once we get a forest or a plains into play, this is also a shuffle effect for a Sylvan Library.
Right.
Knight of the Reliquary, a couple years before this, Menace of the Legacy format.
Yeah.
We still see it these days because it is a very strong card.
It's
but
still like the centerpiece of the Maverick deck.
yeah.
Okay, let's add like, I don't know, 8 power to the board. That's pretty good.
Wait, that's what Shardless Agent does these days, right?
Absolutely.
Oh, so we
So-
currently have a 3. Okay.
Instant land artifact. Yes.
Yes.
Okay, so a 3/4 and a 2/2. So 3 mana, 5 power.
But, we have a sorcery potentially coming off suspend here. And we have an enchantment that could also go into the grave, or creatures that could go into the graveyard. So this Tarmogoyf could get very big very quickly.
That's very true. Okay, all right. Here we go. John gets the Windswept Heath, and he has access to black mana, but that doesn't really help anymore because, I mean, I'm not playing a Dark Confidant into this board.
Yeah, but we can also just play. We can take the Windswept Heath and get the second Knight down, and then they're just both huge.
That's true. So at least you have 2 3/3s. Doesn't trade with a Tarmogoyf, but you can double block. Would you keep 2 Knight of the Reliquaries, or would you
Well,
double block to get
we-
rid of the
if
Tarmogoyf?
We have a wasteland activation and the fetch land and a potential night activation. So
That'll get around it.
By my count, these knights might actually be able to become 6/6s by the end of this turn cycle if we get another land that can be sacrificed off of the knight.
And this deck doesn't run, what's that? Flagstones of Trocaire?
Oh yeah. No, I don't believe it does. A big thing is that white is very much a utility color in this deck. You are, as a lot of the decks in this era, base black-green with some other support colors in there.
Okay.
I believe Punishing Fire being the only red card in the, turns out in the 75, with then there also just being a handful of white cards.
Okay, so John goes for the Dark Confidant. A little risky, if you ask me. But I think he thinks he needs to draw removal. That's all I can figure, right? So we're gonna wasteland so that we can grow the knight.
Oh, the knight, yeah.
So now it's 4, which can kill a Tarmogoyf. But like you said, Jack's about to draw 3 cards here, which is gonna add a card type to the yard.
Indeed.
So I don't know.
How do we feel about drawing 3 cards?
I like drawing 3 cards.
Drawing 3 cards is fun. Yeah.
Drawing 3 cards is very good. So, I think I'm going to draw 3 cards. 1, 2, 3. Wow. Okay. That last one, that's game changer.
Yes.
The Scavenging Ooze.
And then one more card for good measure.
Let me just draw this card for turn. Yeah, 2 big Whifferinos and then
a Scavenging Ooze.
and an absolute powerhouse. So for those not familiar with this 2014 All-Star Scavenging Ooze, you can pay 1 green mana and just eat a card from any yard. And if it's a creature, you get a +1/+1 counter and you gain a life.
And you gain a life, yes.
Very relevant.
Yes. Especially in a world that was overrun with Deathrite Shamans at the time.
Yes, indeed. So I think that's the reason that it's in there, so you can screw over the other player.
Yeah.
Here comes my 4/5.
Definitely this was an era of Legacy where we were more focused on controlling other people's graveyards rather than nuking them entirely. You would see the occasional Rest in Peace, but Leyline of the Void was not nearly as much of a mainstay as it is these days.
Did you see that? So Jack declared attacks with Tarmogoyf. John pointed at it, and then Jack untapped his Tarmogoyf and passed turn. I don't exactly know what they're talking about that would have made Jack reticent to...
Oh, we might have checked how big Knight actually was, or...
Yeah, but I think they're miscounting because there's sorcery, instant, land,
Oh, yeah.
and artifact. So that's a 4/5, and then Jack can shrink the Knight. So I'm just it's interesting.
Knight could still be a 5/5 after 1 exile, provided we get a Wasteland or a Fetch land off of the Knight activation.
Okay.
No, the Knight math, especially during combat, can get very tricky. Especially once you get into situations where it's correct to Wasteland your own lands.
To grow the Knight even further.
Very common for either Strange Lethal lines or Price of Progress.
Oh, yes. I have done that recently, having to wasteland my own lands to stay alive from a Price of Progress. Had a little bit of interference there. Nothing too bad. Do we
Okay,
know,
so
is it in here or the HDMI?
Oh, it's right here?
Oh.
Yeah, it's in here.
Oh, okay. Oh, well.
So we see a Punishing Fire on John's side, which is going to be able to take out that Scavenging Ooze, as we do not have any dead creatures yet to help grow that.
That is true. You are absolutely right. So
this is actually a very big pickup for John here, as the Knight will continue to be a moat on this board, essentially.
indeed. So let's eat at least 1 land out of the yard. Probably the Wastelands. Yeah.
Yeah, don't want John getting that one back.
No, thank you. So, wait. Oh, he's playing Wasteland from his hand.
Goyf should be a 5/6 now, by my count.
Because creature has been added? Yeah.
Yeah.
I think you're right.
Yeah, because artifact, instant, sorcery, land,
Creature.
creature.
So, drawing 3 cards, I guess not as good as recurring Punishing Fire and Neither Reliquary.
Well, also just getting to look through your deck almost every turn, even though I don't think we've seen John activate Knight yet.
Not yet. Which is pretty crazy.
Something being pointed out here?
I'm not 100% certain. What did John sacrifice for that Mox Diamond?
Okay, yeah. So we pitched the Wasteland to that.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, looks like we forgot to pitch something to it. Okay, so Tranquil Thicket off the Bob, and then we're seeing another Cycle Land, a Liliana, and I cannot make out what the third card there is off of the Sylvan Library. I don't think. Well, we're not in a position where we can pay any life to draw extra cards.
No, being all the way down at 3.
Nor do I even want to.
Yeah, no, I think John's got the game pretty locked down. He's got access to Punishing Fire to bring it back.
The deck is just firing on all cylinders. At
Absolutely.
The moment.
I think Jack had a couple big whiffs and just didn't quite have the advantage generated. So I think this one's pretty wrapped up, but we'll see how the last couple play out here. I think we might have Andrew on the scene pointing out.
I mean, notably, Knight can't necessarily attack in here at all. Just because you don't want to be taking...
Oh, you can't take the damage back.
You don't want to take the damage on the crackback here. We also have to, again, think about potentially killing our own Mr. Maher here.
Oh, yeah. I mean, he could easily die from one more Bob trigger, so we might have to pull the trigger on this turn. Kind of sit back.
But the important thing is that once you have an engine like Punishing Fire online, the only form of reach in Jack's deck is Deathrite Shaman, so we don't have to worry at all about getting bolted out of this game.
Right. Yeah.
And we have, we have everything that isn't Tarmogoyf under control here. So we see another Liliana, or we see a Liliana of the Veil here, and immediately going to tick that down, killing and Jack choosing to sacrifice the Shardless Agent here.
Yeah, I mean, that completely makes sense.
Absolutely.
Okay, so I think this is Jack's turn.
We get to Ancestral again.
Double Deathrite Shaman.
And
Brainstorm and
for turn.
Ponder. I don't know, man. All this dies to Punishing Fire. But I guess he can't double Punishing Fire in a single turn, right? He doesn't have the mana for it.
No, nor the 2 groves that you would need for that.
So I think he has to deploy all of them. Every Deathrite Shaman into play. We're going to see a Brainstorm. Whoa.
Although...
Doesn't get much worse than that.
We could be using this Knight to pick up a second Grove and potentially regrow the Punishing Fire end of turn, and then back on our turn again, try to double Punishing Fire.
What? So the only land that John can Knight is the Bayou.
Is the Bayou, yes.
Okay. And so if he goes for the Grove, then that kind of turns off your Knight of the Reliquary.
Oh yeah, we have nothing else that we can actually sack to it.
Yeah.
So.
And so I mean, you have the Tranquil Thicket, but that's just card draw.
So ironically, the lands deck a little bit short on lands.
Short on lands.
This game.
Short on the right lands.
Yes.
That's very interesting.
But this game has overall played out pretty well for John, especially considering that Jack has now drawn 6 additional cards.
Yes.
With Ancestral Vision.
So I think Jack's going for the one of Ponder. I heard it's an okay card. So that's a him for sure. Don't know what these other two are. Oh, it's a Tarmogoyf. Put it back, draw the Goyf, play the Goyf?
Yeah. Just having a good old-fashioned game of limited creatures with power and toughness in play.
Yeah, I mean, turn both these guys sideways, and that's game. John is going to have to commit to the second Liliana. How he decides. Oh,
we're going for it. What are we going to get off of this?
I have no idea. If he's going for the...
Potentially the one of Mazavith could be very good here.
Okay. You are right.
And we are here. So, again, while...
Oh, no. Maybe it'll come back. We'll see in a second. Yeah, Mazavith, huge come up.
Unlike the stream at the moment, quite a bit of stability on John's side. Although I will say it is still a bit of fragile stability here. If this Knight ever dies, or we do get to swing in with multiple Tarmogoyfs, John might be in a lot of trouble.
Yeah. Did you see that 3 of? John got to pick up this Abrupt Decay here.
Ooh.
So that's going to take care of one of these Tarmogoyfs for sure.
That's huge.
Yeah, absolutely.
Especially now we might just start chunking in with Knight since we have the Mazes insurance.
Absolutely.
How many Wastelands does Jack play?
Let's see. Where's our die? Here we go. Wastelands
We
is
play
2.
2 copies of it.
So Jack needs to rip the Wasteland right now. But even if that happens, I mean, he's not...
Would you be going on the Warpath with a Knight here?
I mean, John's got to figure out how to wrap up this game, and a Knight is obviously the win condition here. Okay, we saw a brainstorm, so I think Jack's digging a little bit deeper. Trying to really decide on it. 1, 2, 3. You know, I feel like Jack has just drawn like land, not that relevant of a spell. Trying to throw down him to Turok here with a Planeswalker and Knight on board. Obviously, he can't Knight this turn, so I don't know. Maybe it's worth it.
Magic's integral component of variance being very relevant this game.
Absolutely.
And this is important to note. If your opponent draws 6 additional cards, maybe still play it out.
Yeah.
They might not have drawn very many good ones.
Yeah, I mean, as we see here, Jack is just scraping the bottom of the barrel, even though he's seen, I mean, he's drawn 6 additional cards. He's seen at least 9 additional cards. It's a lot of card selection, and it's none of the cards that he wants to see. So black-green feels like Abrupt Decay.
Yes.
And from there, I have no idea. It's got that hymn. Thinking that's going to be relevant. He's also looking at double Deathrite Shaman. He can't kill them both. Okay, so it's going to be him.
We are hemming.
I think this is really safe for Jack because the longer the game goes on, I mean, he's still just kind of sitting there.
And we do get to keep the second Knight of the Reliquary, which is pretty huge.
That's
here.
really big for John. Although we do have a backup play. Oh, it's the double Deathrite Shaman
double
play.
Deathrites.
Okay.
Can't have all the punishing fires.
So, yeah, John really under the gun here. Oh, there's the second Grove of the Burn Willows. Oh my god.
But how much
does he have the mana?
How much red mana do we necessarily have here?
So what does that play cost? 6 mana, right?
6 mana, and 4 of it needs to be red.
Yeah, because you have to do it for each case of the Punishing Fire.
Yes.
So he does not have that play accessible to him because he's only got 2 red sources.
Now, here's the interesting question. If we crack off this Liliana, are we sacrificing the Tarmogoyf and trying to keep both of the Deathrite Shamans in play? Is this kind of the one line that we still have this game?
Yeah, I mean, you're totally right because if you sack one of the Deathrite Shamans, the Punishing Fire picks up the other one.
I mean, currently our life total isn't under much pressure.
Yeah.
However, it only takes a couple of swings from Knight of the Reliquary to wrap things up.
Yeah. Oh, this is tough, man. Okay, so the 1 mana, I'm sure that he's...
So we're probably thinking about whether or not we want to Edict right now with Liliana.
Yeah. Because discard seems poor. I mean, you lose your Knight of the Reliquary. I don't want to do that. Because you're obviously firing off this Punishing Fire on one of these Deathrite Shamans or you lose the game. Yeah, I think the line that's going to happen here is you first Edict Liliana and let Jack make the decision.
Yes.
And that informs whatever your next play is.
I mean, since we have 2 Deathrite Shamans in play, it's also not super relevant which order we do this in.
Yeah, but I mean, like you said, if he does the Tarmogoyf play, I mean, I guess that still only puts him at 1.
Well, I suppose you just get Punishing Fired again on your next turn and you put John down to 1.
Yeah.
Which, at that point, you're still treading water again.
Yeah, so here's the Edict.
But we are trying to keep the Deathrite Shaman in play.
Yes, sir.
So the important thing now is that John keeps up his 1 Grove of the Burn Willows to potentially save his Punishing Fire should Deathrite try to go digging around in there.
Yeah. I almost wonder if well, see, this is huge because if John passes priority to Jack's turn, you just don't ever I mean, you wait until the end of the turn, right? I mean, John has to make the right decision of not bringing back his Punishing Fire.
Not tapping the Grove, at which point then on your turn you will have 2 Groves and you will win that fight.
Yeah. Okay, so here's
now we are finally swinging in with Knight of the Reliquary.
Down to 14 from 19, so it's a 7/7. Is it 1, 2, 3,
I
4,
believe
5? Yeah.
yes.
Yes. Is that a toxic deluge?
That's big. So, are we going to be trying to dodge the punishing fire being okay? We are going after something that is not the punishing fire
Because you
to
don't
take
want it
John
to
down
fizzle,
to
right?
1. Yes.
Yeah.
So, okay, we are going to
Oh
deluge.
my god.
Now, how much life do we need to pay for this?
7, right? Or 8 because of Wasteland. No, 9.
Because you can wasteland yourself. This is
Yeah, so he pays 9. And does he still... You don't go for the Wasteland then, John?
No.
Yeah. Yeah, so, wow. Okay.
okay. And
Picks it up. Gain some life.
now we may start the glacially slow process
Of
of
killing.
dealing 1 damage per turn.
Oh my
Maybe
God.
2 if we get another red source, because for those of you doing the math at home, punishing fire is 2 damage, but then you give your opponent 1 more life.
Oh my god.
No, this was a very slow win condition back then.
And a very real win condition.
Yes.
2 mana.
Oh,
I think he's gonna go for the Neither Reliquary. And then he's
well,
like,
good thing we kept that second knight in reserve then.
yeah, absolutely. Not playing the Knight here, I think, is gonna win John the game. What is Ben doing? Ben's in here.
Oh,
He's like, this is how you play Knight at the same time.
at the same time as Chalice. I mean, everyone here is just having fun. We're not there. The stakes aren't super high, but this has been one crazy game.
Absolutely.
So what?
I mean, we only have 6 minutes left. This was a full 50-minute clock. Like,
Yeah.
this is a real
And-
round.
Game 1 did not end very slowly, did it?
I mean, it was like a medium length
Yeah,
game,
yeah.
but this is magic. This is
Th-
good
th- th-
interactive
this
magic,
is,
right?
This is real battle cruiser magic.
Yeah, this is absolutely battlecruiser magic. Oh, and that's it.
We don't have it, and that's the game and the match.
Thoughtseize, double land.
So John will take it 2-0 with Agrolome, making him the first Legacy Flashback champion.
Yeah, we can keep track of that kind of stuff. And then we can have them all battle each other at the end of the year. It'll be great. We can do like a top 8 bracket or something. All right. Well, thanks for joining us this week for Tuesday Night Legacy. I hope you guys enjoyed everything, everybody out there. And if you like Flashback, let us know in the comments. And yeah, we will see you in a couple weeks.
Yeah.
I've been Eugene.
This is Yonatan.
And we'll see you next time.
Have a great night. Stop streaming.